yako.
Kutoboa mwili upo, mbona sasa ningekuwa na vidonda mwili mzima. Vita ya maneno, kuna watu ni majemedari, ukisema mshindane mbona mikono tainua. Kupigwa vita ni kawaida, isikusumbue. Wewe ni mti wenye matunda, zoea mawe. Lia kidogo, nyamaza, ili uchungu uishe. Ukiendelea unawapa kichwa hao. Vaa silaha za imani, rejea vitani. Wakikuona waseme umeshakuwa sugu. Acha waongee, acha waseme seme, ila yuko Mungu wa kuwaziba midomo. Hauwezi kushindana, kushindana na mwanadamu mwenye kinywa. Hauwezi kushindana, kushindana na mwanadamu mwenye kinywa. Kusikiza maneno, mbona hata matumbo ya mimba yanasemwa sana. Hivi Mungu angehukumu kwa kusikiza umbea, si ningekushauri mchungaji wangu ufunge kanisa.
A very good morning to each and every one of you who is tuned in on the show. What's up? It is a beautiful Thursday morning, and we, as the Good Morning Team Entertainment Thursday, as you can already see on your screens, are in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are here. Hi, Marie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Unique?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm very well.
Yeah.
And we are here just to make sure that you get entertained, as it is Entertainment Thursday right here on Good Morning Kenya. My name is Vivian Ndegwa. We have a lot in store for you today. You are definitely going to enjoy today's show. We have interviews upon interviews upon interviews. We'll be having a beauty queen on the show. Can I spill the beans? Yes, they're just crowned Miss Universe Kenya. She will be here. We'll be having a talk with some filmmakers, great filmmakers. We'll also be having a talk with an awards show CEO, as well as the designer. Ule mwenye ali design Simple Boy vile alikuwa huku last week. Yes. It's called Kenya Row. You definitely want to stay tuned for that. And Unique, I know you have special things prepared for us. What should we be expecting?
Leo ni kumoto. You know, I always take with the trends, the music, new music released. Lazima niwaguzie. List inakuanga refu lakini lazima naguzie kidogo. Talking of Simple Boy, alikuwa hapa last time na the new signee artist wake. The song that they were supposed to release.
Okay.
Wali release inaita mwake and it's doing very good pale YouTube. Pia wakardinali, they surprised me. Like the first time nilisikia wakardinali wakising. It was so amazing, man. It was a very good surprise na a song called Maproso featuring Susanna Owiyo. It's a very beautiful song. King Kaka pia na Mordecai wa ule wa Had the Band, they have a new song. Twende Party, the hit maker wa Anguka Nayo. wa Douglas pia they have a new song pia. You can go there, ingia pale YouTube, you can check it out. Kapi akona new song inaitwa Antimado. It's a very, very beautiful song. So I'll be sampling them tukiendelea na show, so stay, keep it locked.
All right, you know where to stay tuned right here on Entertainment Thursday. But before we get into that entertainment bit, of course, Marie will be taking us through the news. Marie?
Indeed, a very good morning to all of you joining us here in Nairobi and across the country. My name is Marie Ambo, and definitely I'll be bringing you up to speed with what is happening in the news. And in the highlights, it's just that President William Ruto did meet 6 African presidents, that is in China, you know, to drum up support for Raila Odinga's candidacy for the AU Commission chairmanship. So I'll be bringing you details of that, including the fact that the Coupettes, there's kind of a rift there because the members are accusing their officials of betraying their cause, and 20 recruitment agencies have also been deregistered by the government for duping their customers. All that coming up in the news. But let's start right there in China, where President William Ruto, who is in Beijing, China, has held talks with 6 African presidents to discuss the ties, Raila Odinga's, I beg your pardon, let me just take that story again. President William Ruto, who is in Beijing, China, has held talks with 6 African presidents to discuss bilateral ties to drum up support for Raila Odinga's candidacy for the African Union Commission chairmanship. Now, Ruto, who was accompanied by Raila, held talks with President Faure Isuzima Nyesimbe of Togo and Assimi Goita of Mali, Paul Kagame of Rwanda, Umari Sisoko Embalo of Guinea-Bissau, Mahmat Idris Deby of Chad, and Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia. Give us a minor has details.
Thank you very much. Yes.
The meeting comes just days after President William Ruto held a similar forum in Nairobi with heads of state from the East African region as he unveiled the candidacy of Raila Odinga, who will be battling it out for the African Union chairmanship. The president expressing Kenya's commitment to enhancing bilateral relations with these nations for the mutual benefit of the citizens. According to the president, Kenya will explore opportunities for increased diplomatic, trade and people-to-people ties with countries in the continent to enhance intra-African interactions and business. The president told the leaders that Kenya had presented Raila's candidature for the position of the African Union Commission chairperson because he is an accomplished Pan-Africanist, a champion of integrated infrastructure, and committed to peace and security in the continent.
Now, moving on, the government has deregistered 20 recruitment agencies for duping Kenyans with fake job opportunities. Appearing before the National Assembly Diaspora Affairs and Migrant Workers Committee, National Employment Authority Director General, that is Edith Okoki, said some of the deregistered companies had attempted to seek fresh registration using new names but were flagged out. The authority, without giving names, indicated that several politicians were attempting to protect the rogue agencies.
A total of 20 recruitment agencies have been registered or denied registration due to various reasons, and the authority vetted and registered 789 private recruitment agencies involved in registration and placement of job seekers locally and abroad. The authority also trained 321 private employment agencies on introductory international recruitment integrity, and 23 private employment agencies enrolled in the International Recruitment Integrity System, which we call IRIS, for capacity building program, and 2 of these were audited for compliance with international standards.
We head to the Senate, where the Auditor General Nancy Kathungo now wants counters barred from operating multiple bank accounts that have been cited as avenues for siphoning public funds. Appearing before the Senate's Public Investment Committee, the Auditor General said some counters are operating more than 100 bank accounts and use them to divert public resources. Instead, she said, the counters are expected to bank their monies at the central bank. The proposal came during a committee session between the Office of the Auditor General and the Senate's Public Investments Committee. The Auditor General, Nancy Gathungu, also urged parliamentary committees to only consider audit documents approved by her office, questioning the authenticity of some of the documents before the audit committees of Parliament.
When it comes to the issue of management of public, especially sponsors and also public money, that if you don't think outside the box and try to look at all those places, then you will not be able to, you'll just be giving us figures, but I'm sure those people who are collecting and reporting will just be laughing and saying, it's just giving us what we know.
Are there potential for leakages in cases where counties are running multiple accounts for very specific services that they're providing for their people? Because this has been a very serious issue that is emanating on in this committee, and we don't know that to excuse it. Would you advise the committee to be able to think about reducing the number of accounts as much as possible?
Or the accounts not being utilized for the specific purpose, or sometimes you'll find a dormant account in 1 year or for 2-3 years, and then suddenly it receives money. The money comes in and goes out, so we follow and we find, no, it was a vehicle to put aside. Yeah, I think you also understand.
Are you trying to say a vehicle for eating?
Well, and the government, through the Ministry of Education, has reaffirmed its directive banning extracurricular activities during the third-term school year. The measure, which was first implemented in 2021, is set to give students ample time for academic work, as well as eradicating any chances of exam malpractices, even as candidates in secondary schools prepare to sit for their final national examinations. John Kahiro reports.
The government has once again reiterated its ban on any extracurricular activities and visits in school during third-term session of learning. In a letter sent by KBC Channel 1, the Ministry of Education has called on regional, county and sub-county directors of education to strictly enforce the directive by ensuring that any activities outside classworks are not conducted. The measure, which is set to give students ample time to focus on classwork, is also aimed at curbing any likelihood of exam irregularities as students gear up to take their final exams. The Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education is set to officially kick off early November 2024. The ban on extracurricular activities was introduced in 2021.
Still keeping with matters education, a section of members of the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers have opposed the move by the union officials to call off the teachers' strike. The union members, drawn from the counties, argued that the move by the national officials was not consultative, terming it a betrayal of the Kenyan teachers. The officials say following the concession, they fear that their demands may never be met.
Barely 48 hours after the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers called off the nationwide strike, cracks appear to have developed, with union members drawn from the grassroots reading malice. According to Migori Branch Executive Secretary Samuel Orwa Jasolo, the decision to call off the strike that had clocked a week was not well thought out.
This thing was at the time that the teachers believed that we were going to achieve some of the demands that we had put before the Teacher Service Commission. But all of a sudden, without any notice, the Secretary General comes on media and declares the strike off. This is not just a betrayal, but it is an affront to the collective resolve of the teachers of this country.
He questioned why the strike was called off just 24 hours after the National Executive Council of KUPPET had held a series of consultative meetings and resolved to continue with their course until their demands are met.
We were in Nairobi on Sunday, up to late in the evening, and the resolve was that the strike continues. What happened between Sunday and Monday?
The script was the same in Busia County, with the KUPPET Executive Secretary Moffat Okisai dissociating the county union officials from the decision to call off the strike.
Only one demand was met, that's the implementation of the CBA, whereby a number of teachers benefited by having been given 1,000 shillings and below. So since the National Governing Council had not been sanctioned, we would like to dissociate ourselves from that particular pronouncement.
The disquiet was also felt in Homa Bay County, with members maintaining no clear reasons were provided for ending the strike abruptly.
We are back in class, but we are not happy with our national leadership, and teachers are putting a lot of pressure on our leaders at the branch, so that we want the national leadership out.
There was need to give the indicators of the calling off of the strike, which was never done. It was brought to the teachers' attention from the media, the press, rather than through the NGC and the branch offices at the various sub-county and county levels.
We came abruptly to class without clear guidance on why we were told to go back to class.
Similar sentiments resonated in Kakamega County.
We were not involved as the strike was called off. And therefore, teachers are waiting to hear from the Secretary General exactly why he called off the strike and what was given to the teachers during that time.
Thank you, Nancy Okwari, for that report. Now, one person was killed and tens of families displaced in Kaptembo area of Nakuru County following heavy rains that pounded the area on Tuesday evening. The downpour also left a deep gully near Everready area and a few meters from the Nakuru Eldoret Highway. The deceased was a Catholic catechist at St. Patrick Church in Ngata.
In Kaptembo, Nakuru County, the residents are still reeling with shock following sudden heavy downpour and flash floods that swept through the area, claiming the life of one person. The deceased was identified as Sami Taras Maiyo, a Catholic catechist at St. Patrick Church in Ngata.
Tulipata pikipiki wakati wa jioni na pia tumeweza kuretrieve the body which has been taken to the mortuary by the police. Kwa sababu najua mvua itaendelea, wananchi wanatakana wajihatarishe kwa sababu kuna hizi fault lines nyingi hapa Nakuru ambayo maji yanaweza kuwa yanapita chini na haujui.
According to residents, Mayo was on a motorbike when he was swept away by the floods at Everready roundabout along the Nakuru Eldoret Highway.
Ilikuwa saa moja na jamaa tulijaribu kumuokoa, ikashindikana kumuokoa. Tulikuwa watu 10. Tulijaribu kumuokoa ikashindikana.
The storm water that resulted from heavy downpour on Tuesday evening also displaced tens of families in Kaptembo area.
Ni nyumba 10 ambazo zimeharibiwa na maji ilijaa ambapo hata hakuna kitu iliokolewa kwa hizo manyumba.
Sijaweza kwenda shule kwa sababu sina kitu cha kuvaa. Jungu sikuweza kuokoa kitu yoyote. Na sasa hivi mimi hata sioni masomo yangu kaendelea. Sasa mimi sijui nitafanya nini.
Juu hatuna pesa, hatuna pa kwenda, hakuna mavazi, hakuna malazi. Sasa tuko tu labda msamaria tu akuone huruma, akuchukua akusaidie.
Following the downpour, a sinkhole of about 10 meters wide also developed near Everready, causing an electric pole to sink. Nakuru West Sub-County Security Team, KENHA and KPLC and other county officials visited the scene, and the area has been cordoned to avert any possible danger.
Well, and that report by Kasi Chanamasha brings us to our first break of the bulletin. I'll be back with much more.
Siku zinasonga sambamba na matukio yanavyojiri.
Kuyajua hayo, mbali na hamasa zilizopo kwengineko, shirika la utangazaji KBC limejitolea kuhakikisha ubora wa matangazo yasiyo na chuku.
Darubini huangazia mengi ya kusini na kaskazini, mashariki na magharibi, na kukuwasilishia kwa njia stahiki.
Ufasaha, usawa, uketo, pasipo kuegemea upande wowote.
Iwapo hutaki shaka kwa unachoarifiwa, Darubini itakidhi mahitaji yako.
Jina langu ni Nancy Onyancha.
Na mimi ni Harith Salim.
Jina langu ni Gladys Mungai.
Mimi ni Ahmed Jumabalo.
Nami ni Sarafina Robi.
KBC, angazo la Wakenya.
Hello, fabulous ladies. Welcome to the talk show that's all about sisterhood, empowerment, and unfiltered conversation. We will be focusing on women. We believe in women.
We are really changing.
We are creating a safe space for women to connect, thrive, and share.
Just because you're a woman on a bike, you're labeled in a certain way.
It's not just a talk show, it's a movement.
When they're standing, we need to stand out.
From heartwarming tales to hilarious adventures.
They could ask me, Catherine, why are you learning?
We are turning the spotlight on women who are breaking barriers in their individual fields.
You have to have a vision. You are the leaders of Kenya today.
Keeping it honest and relatable.
Mental health is real.
Yes.
Where there is no communication, there is no relationship.
Join the Sisterhood every Sunday at 4 p.m. on KBC TV for Dada's Show.
Thank you for keeping it Channel 1, and we move on. The Kenya Meteorological Department has predicted intermittent cold and cloudy conditions over some parts of the country in the next 4 days. Rainfall is expected to continue over some parts of the highlands east and west of the Rift Valley, the Lake Victoria Basin and the Rift Valley and the coast. This as Nairobi residents woke up to a chilling weather on Wednesday in a month that is traditionally warm.
At the Central Business District, Nairobi residents are heavily clothed, cardigans, scarves and boots as they seek warmth after the unexpected cold weather in September. The motorcycle riders are some of the most affected as customers shy off from using motorbikes due to the cold and windy weather.
Kwa sababu wakati kuna mvua, baridi ni nyingi na mara nyingi makasama wetu wanaogopa kupanda pikipiki sababu ya mvua. So wakati inanyesha hivi tunaathirika sana, kazi hakuna kabisa.
Hii mabadiliko imetustua, shauri imeenda mwezi mzima. Tulikuwa nafikiri itaisha mwezi wa 8, tunaona imeingia tena mwezi wa 9.
Customers wanakuja Wakoreani wako wachache kwa sababu mtu anafurivaa gari kwanza kwa sababu ya mvua na hii baridi. So my customers wamepungua kidogo.
However, some have opted to make do with umbrellas on their motorbikes.
Leo unaona tunajaribu kuweka hizi umbrella, so inabidi tu tufanye kazi. Shauri kuna wale lazima wanategemea hizi, lazima waende kazi.
Kama vuli sababu ya manyunyu, ile manyunyu iko ya baridi na ni mvua ndio inatusumbua sababu tunaweka hiyo mavuli.
The youth say this has also disrupted their dressing code as they anticipated a summer weather in September as we head into the festivities.
We usually plan years long worth of outfits, you know, because you automatically know in July it's gonna be rainy, in September it's gonna be a little bit of summer, but now this change has you reshuffling your whole wardrobe
as compared to the previous years where we knew, you know, starting from September, October, November, it's time for holidays, so it's going to be like a hot season, you know, go to the beach and everything. But since I think last year, it's been quite cold, and I don't think a lot of people are prepared for that, because actually mentally, you know, physically, as a clothes-wise.
This comes as the public calls on the government to invest and improve on preparedness to avoid being caught unawares.
Really pop up on doing investigation very nicely so that we get daily information.
the government should look into drainage and facilities in case it gets into the worst case scenario, which hopefully it doesn't. We should plan on housing. I feel it would be better if the government was able to raise awareness in the youth about why this is happening and what climate change actually includes and how we can help, affect climate change in a positive way.
This even as they attributed the changes to climate change.
Maybe it's about global warming because everything is not in balance. Tumezoea September kuna kuanga na joto, saa hii kuna baridi ingine excess, mvua ndio hiyo. Alafu venye unaona weather haiko constant.
On the website, the Kenya Meteorological Department forecast that from the 4th to 8th of September, Kenyans should brace themselves for intermittent cold and cloudy conditions over several parts of the country, among them the highlands east and west of the Rift Valley, the southeastern lowlands of the Rift Valley. Rainfall is expected to continue over some parts of the highlands east and west of the Rift Valley, the Lake Victoria Basin, the Rift Valley on the coast.
So ensure that you're ready for the cold weather. Now, Nairobi Governor, that is Johnson Sakaja, has unveiled a plan he says will help transform the city's central business district. During an audit meeting with the county executive and representatives from the Office of the Auditor General, Governor Sakaja says the comprehensive revitalization program is designed to give the city centre a significant facelift. Highlighting a record revenue collection of 12.8 billion shillings, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja assured that the funds will be pivotal for the CBD's restoration, projects set to roll out within the 2024-25 financial year.
CBD restoration program is a priority. We're going to fix all the roads in the CBD. We're going to feed all those potholes. We're going to decouple hawkers. That cat and mouse has ended. We must completely end it. We've done such nice work with yesterday. I was on Tomboy. It is so beautiful. Many business people are happy about your unified business permit, the first in the history of this country. All those 6 licenses into one. And if you look at the revenue on unified business permit, it's a record.
A look at business news, where Kenyan businesses experienced a mild recovery in August as the impact of earlier protests began to subside, according to the latest Stanbic Bank Purchase Managers Index. The survey shows that business activities improved marginally, with new orders gradually increasing as firms largely resumed normal operations. While input purchases also increased, employment levels fell for the first time this year.
The Stanbic Bank Kenya Purchase Managers Index bounced back from a reading of 43.1 to 50.6 in August, signaling a renewed but modest improvement in private sector business conditions. The pace of expansion in August 2024 remained marginal. Readings above 50 signal an improvement in business conditions on the previous month, while readings below 50 show a deterioration. Business activity and output levels rose for the first time in 3 months, largely due to the waning of political demonstrations, allowing businesses to resume trading and complete pending orders. Output increased across 3 to 5 broad sectors, with services, wholesale and retail, and construction showing renewed growth. However, activity declined in the manufacturing and agriculture sectors. New orders also picked up in August, though the increase was slight as some firms continue to report weak customer spending. Despite these gains, firms reduced their staff numbers, marking the first employment decline in 2024. Standard Bank economist Christopher Legilisho says private sector is recovering only marginally. Output and new orders improved after a slump in the preceding months as anti-tax protests have been fizzling out. However, concerns about consumer spending remain, with many firms noting weak overall demand in tougher economic and business environments. As a result, firms cut employment after 7 months of robust hiring, leading to an increase in work backlogs.
Wairi Monjenga reporting there. Now, Kenya will next month hold bilateral talks with the United States on direct horticulture and tea sales. Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service Managing Director Theophilus Mudhui says Kenya is keen on planning to start avocado, herbs, spices and tea exports to the US next year.
Kenya shipped products valued at 64 billion shillings in 2023 to the US, down from 80 billion shillings in 2022. To boost exports, Kenya is focusing on increasing shipments of horticulture and tea to the US. Talks between the two nations scheduled for next month will focus on direct shipments of avocado, herbs, spices and tea. Kenya has resumed coffee exports to China with an initial sale of 835 tons of coffee since the market was reopened late last year. This year, China has imported 9,183 tons of tea and 244 tons of avocado.
This year, we have exported 9,183 tons of tea to China, over 835 tons of coffee, and over 245 tons of avocado to China.
To increase the quality of Kenyan export produce, KBC is increasing fake seed surveillance.
We've seen this basic is a basic item that is very critical in terms of ensuring sustainable agriculture, ensuring food security.
Now, Kenyan small businesses are among those set to benefit from a 5-year support program to improve their operations and power their growth. The fund from venture capitalist 5-4 Collective targets tech-enabled businesses such as fintech, health tech, agri-tech, logistics, and e-commerce.
The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics indicates that there are over 7.4 million MSMEs in the country, which employ about 14.9 million Kenyans in various sectors and contribute 40% of the GDP. However, access to funding remains the biggest headache for most SMEs.
Capital is actually designed to help entrepreneurs build and de-risk their businesses so that they don't lose their equity in their business or ownership, if I may. So that is actually quite important.
The investment will provide SMEs with up to 32.2 million shillings in equity funding, along with low-interest loans of up to 19.3 million shillings. 54 Collective is also prioritizing partnerships with African-based investors to ensure sustainable growth and local impact.
And so we'll look at different things. We'll look at, is this a team that has built a company before? If not, do they have a strong connection to the problem that they're looking to solve? Because when you really understand the problem, then you're able to be very innovative about how you actually build a solution.
54 Collective aims to fund at least 50% of women-led ventures across Africa, offering them lower interest rates on loans and additional support. Kenyan entrepreneurs have already been significant beneficiaries of 54 Collective support, receiving approximately 772.5 million shillings in funding since 2023.
A look at sports now, where para long jumper Samson Opiyo bagged Kenya's first medal at the 2024 Paralympic Games, that is in Paris, after he won a silver in the long jump T37 class in an African record-breaking feat. Now, the Law University student at the Kenyatta University finished second behind Brian Lionel of Argentina and Brazil, that is Cardoso Mateus, who settled for bronze.
Samson Opiyo's fourth jump of 6.20 meters at the Stade de France was not only a personal best, but an African record which raised the old mark of 6.05 meters set by South African Andrea Dele Avi in 2015. The law student at Kenyatta University finished second behind Brian Lionel of Argentina and Brazil's Cardoso Mateus, who settled for bronze. This was Kenya's first field event medal since the 2008 Beijing Paralympics, when Mary Nakumicha clinched silver in the F57 javelin throw. The 28-year-old Opiyo started competing in para-athletics in 2017 and won a silver medal in T37 200 meters and a bronze in the T37 100 meters race at the 2019 International Athletics meeting in Marrakesh, Morocco. He has also participated in 3 World Para-Athletics Championships with no returns before his debut in the Paralympics.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. Good Morning Kenya News ends right there, but we'll definitely have much more in our subsequent bulletins. And I want to give room to my colleagues, that is DJ Unique and Vivian Degwa, to take you through the rest of the program. My name is Marie Yambo.
moyoni wewe wajua, ukapigwa butwa moyo ukanifunguka. Era okdwar koko, era okdwar chai,
Kesho itakamna nini? Now that uliniachia mkidi, nilijua gaweni mdigidhi, basi kudhani itaikuwa hivi. Kono stingy AJ kwa mimi na George pendangi vipindi. Kwa kikao ni vitimbi na uliko kitwa uitiki. In the beginning God created Eve to deceive me. Companion sipingi na kani biz ni dingli. Baby yako si mimi na ujieke hizo risiti. Streets zina nikolingi na nikanta ongeza wapili. Squeezy na nyonga neki ya whisky. Mskina chapa ndo mnaishiki yo na come home sibiki. Of course just sidishi. Zamani ulikuwa mklingi, saini ningi mingi silly. Yo.
Mapenzi dwaro respect. Mapenzi dwaro assurance. Mapenzi dwaro endurance.
For real man, for real. Yeah.
Give my breath.
Kwani ujui wakati ya shughuli kila ngoja maembe hivi ona ikula michi na chumvi ashike simu zako chali yake
Nipata habari tihuna amani, unalia kwa kitanda, unataka kuvuna wakati wa kupanda, unatafuna mbegu gengi chamo matunda, HB ronegia waterimus monda pimni. You're rolling with the big boys but una voice, pretending you're humble but una choice. Relax, take it slow, relax, take it slow. Maisha zero pressure, ukipata burudika, ukikosa kula ngoma wacha pressure. Ruka kama mwenye hata hana stress, maisha mwendo pole tekita chupes, kushindana na jirani si itakumes, usitongoze msichana na pesa za rent. Pressure, hatushindani na jirani, pressure, kila kutipati pati luku safi, zero pressure, seafood ni omena na tunywe maji, zero pressure, left ni fupi zishtuki so hapa na leta pressure, hatushindani na jirani, zero pressure, kila kutipati pati luku safi, zero pressure, seafood ni omena na tunywe maji, zero pressure, left ni fupi zishtuki so hapa na leta pressure. Bitch ni mana iPhone and it's 13 and above. Pesa una crazy, crazy. Tagori betsita mayday. Onge kata kumangato di bedie. Aworo sana, majabu sana. Usiwai complicate, mama yo. Maisha ya kuimitate. Wana mupingi wanwelo wakala kawadhi. Ngima yo loko kidagadi na mana sauchi. Wana lo. Hatushindani na jirani, zero pressure, kila kutipati pati luku safi, zero pressure, seafood ni omena na tunywe maji, zero pressure, left ni fupi zishtuki so hapa na leta pressure. Hatushindani na jirani, zero pressure, kila kutipati pati luku safi, zero pressure, seafood ni omena na tunywe maji, zero pressure, left ni fupi zishtuki so hapa na leta pressure.
The DJ, other DJs wanna be. It's the one and only
DJ Unique, the messenger.
The dope boy from Nairobi, Kenya.
Unique
Give me back my happiness. Across the world and the seven seas, you're a wonder and a mystery. Free your mind, let your soul be free. And don't forget to keep on making memories. Cause life is not a guarantee. Hata ukichapa kazi kwa bidii. They say that finding love's the key. Ila ni chocha za TV. Cause everybody's searching for happiness. Wanasema ni lazima happen. Hata ikibidi kufines. Everybody's searching for something to believe in, something to give us meaning. But all I want, somebody give me back my happiness. My happiness. Somebody give me back my happiness.
Kesha na insist. Nimekam the white flag, nimekam in peace. Time is money account, now is going fluid. Fred just left, Enrico must be going through it. Jana nilipunguza speed, sign atembea snail. Juicy, I saw my dog turning into a snake. Take me back to when I was young, Nabano was my worry. Shake or block, blada na mungari. And I've made mistakes that I regret forever. Mistakes need lessons, niko school forever. I daily realized growing up is a scam. Rex got shot, empty head na loaded gangs, it was the only sign. He died for us, mama, pole mama. I can't imagine what mama ke ana go through. Akishika simu yake kumcall, ana go to. Mine tunaingianga coast, nakitaka kuflow. Spend time up na yeye, simu yake na flow. I hate that she's sick, but I'm happy she's here. Mom is here. You make me happy, but can somebody please give me back my happiness?
My happiness. Somebody give me back my happiness. My happiness. Somebody give me back my happiness.
Yo, and this is the beat.
I feel the paradise, I feel the feeling. God is wonder. I feel the paradise, I feel the feeling. God is wonderful. Oh, I feel the paradise, I feel the feeling. God is wonder. I feel the paradise, I feel the feeling. God is wonder.
Summer garden, 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 yeah, summer garden, yeah, summer garden. This is the beginning of the end of summer. When the sun and all the girl them come out, when the vibes and the rum can run out, yeah, yeah. This is the beginning of the end of summer. When the pretty girl them come out, now people stand the whole place turn up, yeah. So let me hear you say whoa, put up your hands them if you know. And you don't care what people say, can you live so every day? I say whoa, put up your drinks them if you know. I say we can't put down the rum. I hope this summer never done. Summer garden, 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 summer garden.
DJ Unique, the messenger.
The dope boy from Nairobi, Kenya.
Tamales, we sing upliftment for the poor, got your child. Make them know we spread love all the while. So just listen to my profile. Alright, get your youth, this a for the get your youth. Get your youth, this a for the get your youth. We have to make them know them roots.
Living in a life that we dread, put back there as ghetto youth. Lexus Benz drop top, we have to use. How we can start front page in the news to make the bad mind confused. So we have to work harder, make bad mind go harder. Make the mama for the prouder, so me stand taller and constantly wiser to make the bad mind go away. Jah show up blessings for me, they put me troubles behind me. I may live another day, now I want to be farming. They put up resistance, I make them get out of way.
So we know when we went bad mind people are stressed with. Later this is what we say. Hard work and perseverance to your set of your broken, you must get paid. Alright,
Harambee Stars will kick off their 2025 AFCON qualifiers campaign with a match against Zimbabwe on Friday 6th at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Kampala, Uganda at 4 p.m. Engine Firat then face Namibia on Tuesday 10th September at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg, South Africa at 7 p.m. Catch the matches live on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
What are you guys talking about? Or you heard the new rumor I bought a new car?
Atito, please give us a break. You're talking about this car like forever. Doesn't it even get old?
Maya, the dog house, we did not see any get old. A dog house is called a kennel. Oh. I think it's very much Maalim. So we noticed the kennel. Kennel.
Malima was just been wondering what is the difference between petrol and moutata.
Sorry?
Moutata.
You are too angry, sir. You should watch yourself lest you get an ulcers of the stomach or even worse.
Mtazamaji, tumekuandalia taarifa zinazogonga vichwa vya vyombo vya habari kutoka hapa jijini Nairobi na pia mashinani.
Wanahabari zaidi ya ubora wao wako ange kukuletea habari pindi zinapochipuka kutoka pembe zote za Kenya.
Kwenye kipindi cha Tamrini tunakuletea mazungumzo ya moja kwa moja kufafanua na kuangazia masuala yanayokuhusu wewe mtazamaji.
Kumbuka, taarifa yenye thamani daima hupokewa kwa amani.
Hivyo basi usikose kuungana nasi kila siku ya wiki.
Tukupakulie na tukutaarifu taarifa yenye mnato kwenye runinga unayoienzi. Kwenye kurunzi mashinani,
sisi DC.
And we are back. Thank you for staying with us. This is Entertainment Thursday right here on Good Morning Kenya. And we have our first guest on the show already here on the seat with me. He is a CEO of an awards show. His name is Edward Ndare. He is the CEO ETA Awards. Welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
How are you feeling this morning?
I feel good, but it's cold. It's a bit cold,
yeah.
But we thank God.
We thank God. All right.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. Nice. Yeah, the cold is colding, but we are also tunapambana nayo.
Acha tusonge nayo.
Yeah, and then our DJ here na mixes anatuweka on check.
He's doing an amazing job.
Yes, he is. Yeah. All right, so Edward Ndare, if we can just begin with ETA Awards, if you can tell us what it stands for.
ETA stands for East Africa Talent Awards. Kitambo, most of us knew us as Eastern Talent Awards. That is when we were back in Eastern. But now we rebranded last year because now we've taken over the Kenyan market with the focus of going East Africa probably next year. Yeah.
So it was mainly an Eastern Awards show?
Yes, yeah. It was covering, actually when we started with 4 counties, Machakos, Makueni, Kitui, and Kajiado. And then the second year, which is in 2020, we did the entire Eastern Kenya. Last year we did Kenya, and this year we're still doing Kenya. Yeah.
All right, what was the whole concept behind ETA Awards?
ETA,
from the inception? From
the inception, yeah. we wanted a regional award. By regional award, I mean appreciating those individuals or people who are doing exemplary work in the communities. You know, most of the awards we have in Kenya right now only focus on those people who are already in towns. And they forget there's someone in Marsabit, there's someone in Isiolo, Machakos, Busia, whichever county, that are doing amazing work, but nobody appreciates them. So we wanted to give them a national platform so that at least they also feel recognized and they feel at least there's someone who's seeing what their contribution on the bigger cake. Yeah.
So you've said it's people who are doing amazing work.
Yes.
So amazing work in what specifically?
ETA focuses on 3 areas.
Okay.
Number 1, the creative space. So anyone who earns a living through creativity deserves to be appreciated or to be awarded. Number two, we have the aspect of the leadership. That is an area we are introducing this year. Of course, we've all seen the Gen Zs and what they've been doing, and the aspect of putting the leaders into accountable and all that. But also, we need to appreciate the fact that we still have remnants of leaders who are still doing amazing work. So this year we'll be vetting some of them and appreciating them.
Okay.
And then finally, there are people who are working with NGOs or community-based organizations or just groups, local groups. And they are touching lives in their own small ways. There's that person who mobilizes the community to do the right thing in that particular village. These are also some of the people we will be appreciating.
Yeah, and I feel like that's such a good thing. I like the concept of adding in the leaders, yes, but now this other one whereby you're initiating or you're working on appreciating those who are doing things in the community. You know, most times we don't really get to recognize them.
Exactly.
We don't reward them like they're supposed to do, like we're supposed to do, and most of the times they're the ones who are actually doing the bigger job, you know, because it all starts in the community level, and when the community level is sorted, then the entire nation will easily be sorted, right?
Actually, it was just yesterday we were having a discussion with some of my colleagues, and we were just trying to evaluate the contributions of these specific people, the community resource persons at the community level. You realize even the county governments and the national governments, some of them only take reports from them. Ile tumefanya. But if you follow up clearly, you realize these are things that were done by specific people, specific groups. The county only comes in and takes photos. Some of the national government will come in and take photos. Then they do the reporting and they say we've done. But there's someone who've paid the cost. And that person is a person ETA is looking forward to appreciating this year. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So what criteria do you go about picking who is going to be part of these awards? Who is going to be nominated in the awards?
Normally, ETA takes around 5 or 6 months every year in terms of planning from day one in to announce now the year's categories to the awarding date. So what happens is we always release a link, a nomination link. That is the first stage. That link will have all the categories and any other category that now people may want, it's included in that particular year. So we do ads on different social sites, and also we share with some of the people we feel they should help us reach out as many people as possible. So this is our form of public participation. Now, where you as a person who wants to be nominated, you share this link with your people. And then there's that area where we always ask about why do you feel this person should be nominated? So these people give their own reasons. So this is a process that takes around 1 month to 1.5 months. Just collecting the data, and then after that there's a select committee which is part of ETA. They now sits down to evaluate all the submissions. Like this year we received 68,000 submissions.
68,000?
Only.
Those are too many. 68,000 submissions.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a team that sat down to evaluate each. We actually pay for them a hotel somewhere. They just sit for 2 good weeks. They're looking. Yes. Mtu anaamka asubuhi to evening, they're just evaluating the submissions, they're reading through, they're checking their social sites, they're also making calls, because every nominee akipatiana nomination nini yake, they also give their contacts. So again, we make calls to them so that now we just get to understand wholesomely who this person is. Then from there now they give us a list and tell us, out of this 68,000 that you've had, this is the top 400, this is the top 200. So these people are communicated to. And then we now give them what we call unique codes for voting. So voting takes another 1 or 1.5 months, but this year we took 1 month. And then from there, we announced the date awarding, the gala. and then that's it. So it's a whole process. It's not a one-day's event. You know, some people have been reaching out through our Facebook and other social sites. They are like, how can we join? Some of them when information imewafikia a bit late. So we always encourage them to keep checking our social sites so that they are able to know what exactly is coming up. We have a very active website. Ukisearch to online ETA Awards KE. It's the first one that it comes. Ukiklik hapo itakupea even the dates all the activities that we're having in the year. Yeah.
All right. Now when it comes to picking the winners, is there a jury that decides on that? Are there judges that get to decide rather on that, or is it majorly on the people?
So we do it in two aspects. Number one, there's what we leave to the public to decide. Like hawa wase wenye wanatafuta kura, watu wakisema ni wewe. Your story imeishia hapo. Then now we've got the aspect of recognition awards. So recognition awards, there's the select committee bado now are the ones who give us, according to the analysis, they'll tell us this is the best placed, the best person when it comes to this particular field. Let's award this one. Let's not award this one for this, and there are recommendations they put down and say we are not awarding this because of ABCD, because like for the leaders we received so many. Actually, maybe at some point we'll share this information with the public. Nini leaders peke yake ilikuwa over I think 5,000 or thereabout, and we only had 2 weeks the submissions zao, but the submissions were so many, and actually we are only vetting 20 of them.
Okay. When it comes to awarding shows in Kenya, where exactly would you say we are? Do we have enough, awarding initiatives? Because I'd say it's an initiative. Do you have enough awarding initiatives in the country, and just how is that area like?
I wouldn't say we don't have enough.
Okay.
And again, I did not say we have enough. So I'm somewhere around hapo katikati. 50-50. The reason I'm saying this is because one, there's a time zile siku za kina Groove Awards. For those people who've been there for some time know what Groove Awards, the impact Groove had.
Yani sema tu wale wazee kama mimi kana wewe.
But anyway, back then Groove was everything every other person was longing for. And something went wrong somewhere, and that hype ilienda hivyo. So we are trying as much as we can be able to bring that back to that level. So I know there are different people that are working to make sure that this happens. So again, I'll just encourage them to keep doing what they're doing. But as far as the East African market is concerned, pia siwezi sema there's any serious award right now. There are days we used to long for Kina Bingwa Awards, we used to long for Kina Tanganyika Awards, and many other Mwafaka and all that. But sahi hakuna. Sahi hata I'm very sure ukiulizwa award gani kubwa Kenya, maybe you don't even know. And that is something that we need to admit, and we need to call out to different stakeholders to appreciate the fact that at least there are awards that need to be held, as in tushikiliwe mkono. Na tukishikiliwa mkono, we'll go back to where we were. It feels bad when our local creatives and other people are so excited about going to other countries to be awarded. They spend so much, utapata mtu amelipa ndege, amelipa accommodation, nini and all that. Aende, na hata akifika huko, maybe hata they'll not win. Why don't we start with appreciating our local market, so that now we attract the other international markets to see, so there's this in Kenya, so they tap from what is in Kenya. Because even ukiangalia the global awards, those countries that are doing so well, utapata, they only pick from the national winners. Utapata, like if it's Nigeria and they see Kina Davido have been awarded in their local awards, so they pick from some of those winners. But Kenya, we don't have an award that we can now say that BET can pick, Afrima can pick,
look at
Atuna. So we need to get there. And
Atuna?
Atuna? That is the reality. Mimi, I'm an awards organizer, I'm an events organizer. I can tell you for free, hakuna.
Why is it that we don't have that longevity or consistency when it comes to awards, in that we can have these big awards? You know, Groove Awards was like the biggest, right, we had in the country back then. Why is it that we don't have that consistency? Like zinakuja, they stay for around 5 years and then kaput.
I think we always lose the focus and we start concentrating on that which does not matter. And also sometimes fame outweigh our focus. Unapata where you started and the vision you had is deviated because of some things along the way. And this is something that also we need to check as now the founders or CEOs of these specific outfits, so that we make sure we do not deviate from the right focus. So we are losing focus. We start focusing on getting some quick money. We've heard of people saying people are buying awards and stuff.
Yeah, there's that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So unapata mse kuna wale watu wenye win the right way, but now kuna ile list ime come from nowhere, and these are the people who are being awarded because ametoka 100k, ametoka 20k, ama you get. So at the end of the day, pia utapata even these artists or these people wenye unawa award, wata feel like why should I, at the end of the day, I'll just buy. And you see this word keeps going out there. You may think it's a secret, but once I've sold an award to you, at some point you'll mention it to someone.
And then maybe I'll have a friend of mine who will be nominated next time, and I'll just tell them, by the way, unajua ukipigia Edu simu.
Edu atacheza kae. And then at the end of the day, people start losing interest in it because they know at the end of the day you can buy and get it. But also the integrity aspect. You see, me nusema, as a person, even before you even think of buying an award, before I think of selling an award to you, what is my value? What is the integral level yangu? Because again, that is where we lose it as the organizers of different awards. How is my integrity as a person? Am I doing the right thing or not? So these are just difficult questions that we need to ask ourselves beyond that 50k, beyond that 100k. Can we think of the bigger picture? We are losing some very serious stakeholders that can come and invest so much in our markets just because of focusing on the small coins that we can do without. After all, we were surviving without these awards. So, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe for someone who's watching and they've been having an idea of starting an awards on maybe a particular field, as someone who's been in this for 5 years now, this is the 5th edition of ETA.
This is the 4th edition.
4th.
But I happened to work with Groove at some point. So actually, as far as awards are concerned, niko na around 7 years experience.
7 years of experience. So for someone who's looking to get into it, maybe what are some of the industry tips that you can give them concerning, you know, starting an awards? Where should they begin?
Number one, you need to understand the dynamics of the market. That is very important. You need to go on the ground, you need to know people, you need to know what people are doing. If it's an award that relates to music, at least you need to have a glimpse of the Kenyan music industry. How is it? Who are the people who call shots? Because again, sometimes you visit some offices and there are some names you must mention for you to be listened to. So also you need to work on your network. Unaambiwanga your network is your net worth. So basically know someone who knows someone, and also have some good relationship with the people you want to work with. Hii kuplay ustar isaidi sana sana the musical industry. Even for the artists themselves, niwaambia most of them are struggling juu ya hii ustar. You're showing someone you're a star, but at the end of the day, you know very well you don't have anything. So mi usinionyeshe ustar. Na usionyeshe hawa watu wenye una fit ustar. Just be you. Me I love how you are. I'll call you and you'll pick the call. Ile story ya me ni wa KBC, GMK, and it's not there. And then ile story ya manze mimi kama hakuna 100k, 300k skuji. You see, the more you make this kind of statements, the more people start deviating from you. And at the end of the day, maybe I'll get a bigger gig, or maybe I'll get a bigger opportunity, because like, as we're speaking right now, I'm representing Kenya for some global award, which I'm supposed to help them get some nominees from Kenya.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
imagine niangalie niseme, huyu Vivian, hii maringo yake zi. I'll have...
That's how I lose out on an opportunity that I would have easily
lost
gotten.
on an opportunity yenye ungekuwa umeget. So I think we just need to be ourselves, tuache hizi stories za usta. And both it's on both ways. Both organizers na the people who are supposed to be nominated.
Yeah.
Nusikia watu wakisema ukipigia Edu manze, Edu ashikangi simu. And the same Edu, yani the same person ndo nataka nominate na push votes. It's not possible.
Yeah. Ume mentioned there's an award that's an international. Are you willing to share which one specifically?
Not for now.
Okay.
But of course, immediately after 7th, which is day yenye tutakuwa tuna award ETA.
Yeah.
After that, now we'll be doing some official communication
Okay.
on the same.
All right.
Yes.
As we come to a conclusion of this show, of course, we can't finish without you telling us when ETA Awards is happening. You've mentioned it's the 7th. Where is it happening? You know, what is required for the people who would love to come through for the show?
Okay. ETA Awards is happening on 7th of September at Semara Hotels in Machakos.
Peleka Macha.
Uko. Mashinani. I told you, I started by saying it's a regional award.
Yeah.
So maybe next year utapata Isiolo, who knows. But this year we are in Machakos County at Semara Hotels as from 5 p.m. It's a red carpet affair. Gowns and suits, black and gold.
Okay, mambo ya jeans nini please.
Tuache manze.
Weka kando. Especially my guys out there. The male species. Unaita event imesema vizuri, it's gowns and suits. Unapata na mtu amevaa jeans yake na jezi ya Man U.
Tu sawa. Hata hiyo ya Man U maribu sana. Hata ungesema Arsenal, but anyway, so we invite everyone to come so that we are able to celebrate this year's gala and the winners and nominees all together. Na pia ningependa kuwashukuru every other person that has taken part in ETA, our partners, our sponsors, the voters who are this year, the nominees, and of course to celebrate the winners in advance.
All right.
Na tukukaribishe. You've not told the people you will be hosting the event.
Atsemi sana.
Hautaki kushout.
Sitaki kushout.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming through and all the best on the show come 7th.
Asante sana.
All right.
Thank you.
That was Edward, CEO, ETA Awards, an award ceremony that just tries to celebrate everyone who's doing a great job in the country. You know, from, as he's mentioned, the creatives, the leaders, and also those community leaders who help uko chini kwa ground. They will also be awarded. Don't you go too far. Good morning, Kenya. Entertainment Thursday gets to continue right now.
Nisaka kitimu puta podoma pure mumia kidogo Nyasacha mala memu winjaka kuecho Lemo mageno karenyo chichopo Niminwane ponja ningi kakikomo woy olala olala
Sida yuana banjo Omusha churmalicha ne machurmaliche dala Jose adakula mnatuma ne machurmaliche dala Dino mio ochuna yuanu banjo Chalo mana juogi kia Chalo mana juogi Welo baneno chalo lo Ayango mana ruedika Tugo mana juogi Omusha churmalicha ne machurmaliche dala Jose adakula mnatuma ne machurmaliche dala
tatu kutia ladha. Don't bother. Daraja mbili ngalilo. Daraja hili odani masura. Don't bother. Daraja mbili ngalilo. Daraja hili odani masura. Don't bother. Nasikia kuna tuzo mpo kwenye listi. Nasikia mnabebwa kwenye maplaylist. Nasikia mna ndugu na hawa journalisti. Na vipi kuhusu hizi beef za kule na huko? Sijui kuhusu beef chief, mimi nafuga kuku. Wapi nani lini? Who when why? Who am I? Maswali kispy. Una wifi sina chief, mimi niko na wife. Unaandikiwa na niki? Sijui hiyo kalamu jomba naandikia biki. Unatoa nyimbo nyingi, sikumbuki kutoa nyimbo mimi natoaga hiti. Eti who am I? Tabasamu juu ni meza ya mabrada. Don't bother. Toto mbili tatu kutia ladha. Don't bother. Daraja mbili ngalilo. Daraja hili odani masura. Don't bother. Daraja mbili ngalilo.
Oh, sir. I tell them niggas don't bother. I be in the East Coast getting more soccer. I be in the land of my forefathers. In the club spending rands on them gold bottles. Yeah, I'm with Joey in the squad. TZ, make a stop. I be going hard. Ain't it funny how these niggas used to hate? Now I'm 777, got ugali on my plate. Bosses sikalela, Mungu ibariki. Spit it a cappella, speed it kusaka hella. Keep it super mega. Long way if I drop the top shaela. Beggar. Top of the combo. JHB, that's my stronghold.
Don't bother. Tabasamu juu ni meza ya mabrada. Don't bother. Toto mbili tatu kutia ladha. Don't bother. Daraja mbili ngalilo. Daraja hili odani masura. Don't bother. Daraja mbili ngalilo. Daraja hili odani masura. Don't bother. Sila.
DJ Unique, the messenger.
They say love is a beautiful thing.
Ila kwako imekulemea, sababu ni wewe.
Jua inanichoma kibandani. Why just treat me right? I give
usiseme sio sawa.
Sio sawa. I'm a high class girl. Bila hiyo sio sawa.
Baby itakuwa sawa. Basi nielewe nilivyo.
Nami nielewe nilivyo.
Basi nielewe nilivyo.
The young generation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. We treat you to current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations.
It's art, it's culture.
Movies, gossip and trends, sports, drama.
We bring you a vibe like no other, straight to your living room.
To keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and most of all, refreshed. We are such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
Differently. When it comes to disabilities, we should understand that disability is diverse, and none of the disabilities that we have in this world is better than the other.
Mtoto akilia kidogo sio kumnyamazisha na simu.
akililia simu ajiangushe chini. When we grew up, you cried for a sweet. Your mother would not buy.
Before you're empowered, first you should love yourself. Because being person with a disability, it's not an easy task. Because kuna stigma.
Our goal is to raise awareness, challenge misconceptions, and celebrate the resilience and contributions of persons with disabilities.
Expert discusses chronic kidney disease and how to protect yourself. And Ivorian psychologist Noor Bakayoko shares some insights on bullying and what can be done.
It's important to avoid major events or major health crises.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
Entertainment Thursday it is right here on Good Morning Kenya. In case you're just joining us, my name is Vivian Ndegwa, and I had promised you earlier that we have a beauty queen. You know, we're expecting a beauty queen, and she came in all her glory with her crown. I am speaking about the just crowned Miss Universe Kenya 2024. I mean, this is a competition that had more than 400 entries. And then they narrowed it down to 16 contestants, and now she emerged the winner. Miss Universe Kenya 2024, Irene Ngeno.
Hi. What's up?
You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey, umekuja kama una shine.
Nimekuja kama jua.
Yeah. Nyinyi ndio wenye mnaitwa sunshine huku nje na tunateseka na baridi shwali. Mshikane ma sunshines wengi, mutupatie jua.
Tumesikia.
How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Before we even get into the conversation, I realized we are twinning. Like we have the same shoes.
Exact shoes.
Camera person, utanipatia viatu?
Great minds think alike. I think we're in our synergy. I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we are actually the same shoe with the same nail color polish. Oh, wow. We were in the spirit. Okay. For sure. Okay. Nice to have you on the show.
Nice to have you.
All right, for those who... Very well. For those who are seeing you for the first time, for those who are getting to hear about you for the first time, if you can just tell us more about who Irene Ngeno is.
Yes, Irene Ngeno does a lot of things. So I'm a software engineer. I'm also an entrepreneur. I run a business called the Mansion Dance Studio, and there I get to be a teacher. So I teach kids from coding to dance, anything that involves extracurricular activities to just get their kipawa yao ni nini and to really use it for the world, yeah? And then apart from that, I'm also a model, and hence your Miss Universe Kenya.
Yeah,
yes.
I love that you're doing all these things, because sometimes people just assume, you know, beauty queens are just that. Their beauty.
Yeah.
You know, they forget the brain beat and that you're doing so many other things out here, and it's beautiful to see. So when exactly did your love for modeling come in or start?
I would say I've always done it and always loved it. Like at the back of my mind, I've always thought of myself as a model. Actually, remember there's a time I just took my extended family, and I think I was around 10 years, and I'm doing a whole show for them. So I think it's always been at the back of my mind. But when I decided to get really serious with it is immediately after high school. And that's around 19 years, when I was 19 years old. So from there, I was able to compete at my university's pageant. That's Miss JQuat. And I won Miss JQuat 2019, and then proceeded forward from there, and now I'm here.
So you actually first on your very first, you won on your very first pageantry.
Can you imagine?
Wow. Born a winner, right?
Okay.
So when you decided to get into it now, like seriously getting into that modeling bit, the runway shows and all, is there someone who kind of pushed you to it, or was it just, you know, sometimes you see tall girls and we're just like, where by the own, unajona westi height, you should be a model. How did it come about? Was it just you from the get-go, you know, or was there someone who pushed you?
there are actually a number of people who saw the talent in me and like told me, you should try modeling, you have something there. And one I remember is in my previous high school, so Buru Buru Girls, when I was in high school, we did like a cultural show, and I usually say that was my first runway, and it was a runway made of dining tables. So tumeshikanisha dining tables to form a U, and then that was the first runway I kind of had. And I remember everyone, and at that time I think I was in Form 2, everyone was coming to tell me, if you don't do something with this modeling, you'll have wasted something great here, because there's an energy you brought to the stage. So from there, I think it always stuck to my mind as this is something you can do. But my main question was, how can I do it, not just for me, how can it mean something? And that's when I discovered there's something like pageantry, where this modeling is not just about you and about something you've won and you've walked and you've left, but it's about the community, a leadership platform where you're able to say, I want to serve my community to do this and this for them.
Yeah. So how many pageants have you been in since then? You know, the one for Miss JQuat where you won, and now there's this. In between, how many have you participated in?
I've participated in 4, this being my 5th. Yes.
And how has that been for you? Like just beginning in while you were 19 in campus to now?
I think
how has that journey been?
For me, it's been such a transformational journey. Especially, I usually say that I would advise any woman to just try a pageant, just do a pageant.
Come on, someone like me who's like 5 feet tall. How do I try a pageant?
First of all, because those beauty standards have changed. For example, the Miss Universe platform is beyond beauty. It focuses these days it's not about even your height, weight, skin color, age. It's not about that. All those things have been scraped off.
Oh, really?
Meaning that if you are 60, 80, you can compete for Miss Universe. If you're a mother, you can compete for Miss Universe.
For real?
Yes. So it's completely been scraped off, even down to weight. It doesn't matter your weight, your size, you can compete.
So what are the qualifications?
The qualifications,
like when you were getting into Miss Universe, what qualifications were put out there for people to try and contest?
The main one is your social responsibility. What is that you have in mind that you want to do? And can you show us that you've done it also before and something you're committed to working for your community? That's the main one, because at the end of the day, Miss Universe is not a model who walks on runway. She's a diplomat. She stands and represents different things, and I would say for the community, and not only for the community, but things that are ailing that she needs to speak about so that people can actually look at them and do something about it. She's supposed to be an inspiration.
I love that. So what was your project? What did you bring forth at the Miss Universe?
Yes,
I know you work with children,
Yes, I work with children at my business, and I actually say everything, when I look at my life all through, I find myself gravitating towards children and the youth, and I think so my platforms, even all throughout the 4 pageants, have been youth empowerment. And I think the reason is because there's something that the youth have that change actually needs. If, for example, today you were to say you want to change something that's wrong with the education system, you can't do it in a day or even a year. You need the commitment of time. And that's the one thing us youth have. We have time. That for now you can say, this is my commitment, I'm trying to make a change, say, for example, in the financial status for mothers. And you can focus on it for the next 30 years to get that thing done. So focusing on the youth for me is so important, and I think the youth now get lost somewhere in the middle because of either not knowing what they're supposed to be doing, or as they're trying to pursue their passions, they meet hurdles in life. And I think it's something that cuts across any kind of status, whether you're rich or you're poor or you come from whatever background. These are human conditions that we face, like fear, comparison, anxiety. All those things are things that they cut across anyone.
Especially
so for me,
now with this digital era.
Exactly.
Yeah, it slaps so hard.
Exactly. So for me, my platform is called Inspiring Revolution.
All right.
So the point of it is to inspire, to guide, and to challenge the youth to find exactly what it is their passion is, and not to stop, to be relentless about the pursuit for it. So this is actually a workbook, I would call it. It comes in the version of a self-help journal, and you would find that inside it has stories, my own stories of my journey of becoming not only Miss Universe, but becoming a software engineer, an entrepreneur. So it has all those things, the things that the nuggets I've learned on the way. And at the bottom, you'll find it has journal prompts where it's challenging you. Okay, so for you, if you're looking to discover your dream, for example, this is how you can go about it. Or if you're now in the process of running after your dream and you meet failure, this is what you can think about. Or if you find yourself doing a lot of comparison, this is is what you can do. So that's what my platform is about, but it doesn't end there. This is a transformational tool, but even in having it, you begin by blessing someone because it pours into a microgrant program. So when you get this book, for example, it goes for 1,200 Kenya shillings, but the production, of course, is just a little less. So the overflow cash of it, or the revenue and the proceeds, they pour into a microgrant program, and that microgrant program goes to those grassroots communities that are doing things that are revolutionary.
That is so beautiful. That's such a lovely initiative, and this is something that was there before Miss Universe, right? It's not like it's something you're doing for Miss Universe.
No, I'd actually started, I already launched it. I went to my previous high school, Buruburu Girls, and said this is where I found my own dream and my calling, and in the pursuit of it, it changed my life. So I'd love for them to get this. And the Miss Buruburu Girls at that time was now able to get a copy of this and her runners-up and everything. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. Now, getting into the contest, the competition itself, you know, you had boot camp. How long was the boot camp?
2 weeks.
2 weeks boot camp. What happens in that boot camp, or what specific things went down, you know, during that boot camp for Miss Universe? Because I think for different pageants, it's maybe different things. So for Miss Universe, what were you guys doing?
Actually, as someone who's done many pageants before, the first thing I noticed immediately I landed in the boot camp was the kind of standard that was there. It's an international standard boot camp that Miss Universe Kenya delivered. And it was only made possible by the amazing sponsors that just backed it up. Our main anchor sponsor was actually Mozart, and they backed it up financially. They were the anchor for that whole thing, and we were able to even stay at Argyle Grand Hotel. That's never been done here before to such a capacity for 2 weeks. And the thing I loved the most especially was it was a transformational experience for everyone. So whether you live with the crown or not, even when I was there, I was telling myself, even if you live with the crown or not, Irene, there's something here you've learned and you've come out as a different person. We had a lot of activities down to financial empowerment for women, or how do you run your business? How are you able to come up with innovation and creativity to transform your ideas to do something for the community and for yourself? It was such an inspiring time to be there.
Yeah, it must have been. I attended the Miss Universe, the grand gala, and it was so beautiful. And I get when you say the standards, because this time round, it was
never been seen in Kenya. Exactly.
It was so classy. It was everything and then some. So it's good to see that our Miss Universe is growing. You know, it's getting to that standards. It's actually the standards, the international standards, the same as the ones we see from outside the country. And it's so beautiful to see that.
And it really transforms the girls. What I was saying is that anyone there can now go to any kind of pageant internationally and place and represent Kenya in the most powerful ways. And not just pageantry, you can go to anything internationally and really show what Kenya has. Yeah.
On the day of the event, of the competition now, how was Irene feeling? You know, when you knew, okay, so today is the competition day. Today is when they get to crown the Miss Universe. From the beginning of the day, just take us through your day from when you woke up to you getting on the runway for that first introduction.
Because the first thing is we barely slept because the production has to be good, and already you're thinking I have to pack all these things so that they're backstage and they're perfect immediately, so I can do my first 2-minute change that I have to do backstage. So there's a lot that you barely even sleep, but you try to relax. And the thing that I did especially was tell myself, it's been 2 weeks, I've been putting my best foot forward, I've been practicing even before this, so I've done everything I can do. This is a time to take it in. Be happy that I am here on the Miss Universe Kenya stage trying to get something to reach for my dreams. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters, that you're reaching for your dreams and you're relentless about it. So for me, I just put my mind in that place of rest and telling myself, you've done everything you possibly could, now just give them a show.
So how many hours of sleep did you get?
2.
2 hours of sleep. And you guys were there just
and the
shining.
energy we had shining. You wouldn't think so, right?
That's the thing with pageantries or just modeling, and some also a job like mine. Like, we don't need to know what happened to you last night. We do not need to know if you're having cramps today at your grumpy. You need to come with your smile. You know, and I think that's one of the challenges maybe
It's
of
one
it,
of the
because
challenges.
you can't be 100 every day, but you need to be 100 every day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually 300, so that on the day it's going a little less, you're still at your 100, you know. But the thing I think it really teaches us at the end of the day is resilience. Life is going to always throw things at you. They're always going to be these curveballs you never expected. But how can you wake up every day with that smile and go for it anyway, regardless of what you're going through? And that's why I think pageant women are one of the strongest women that come out of it. And that's why I say participate in a pageant, especially the next Miss Universe Kenya. I want to see all those women on that pageant. It transforms your life from how it is you need to present yourself, you know, and not only how you present yourself, but also that kind of resilience and believing in yourself. That's one of the things I think we take away as pageant girls, that you really get out of there believing I can do anything. Give me the presidency, I will do it. Anything, you can do it. Exactly.
Yeah, just believe in yourself. Did you okay, you've already talked about believing in yourself, so of course you believed you would be the winner.
Yes.
But my question was, while you were on that runway on that specific day, did you know that I'm going to get this? Did you just know that, okay, I think I'm the best one for this, I'm going to get it? At the end of the day, I'll be getting that crown.
Yes,
Was it automatic for you?
For me, I believed it with everything I had. And the reason is I say there's nothing like wasted faith. God truly rewards faith. So you can believe something fully, and even if it doesn't come out as whatever you were expecting, that faith, it pleases God. And therefore, he'll reward you with something else, even more than you thought or could imagine. So for me, when I'm believing at something, I go with it, and I do not even entertain any kind of doubt. So for me, I was like, I have this, I'm the winner, I can do this. And the reason is because I want to represent my community. I want to get this transformational tool to the youth that need them. And I want the inclusion of financial schemes through the microgrant program to reach them as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I would love to say that all the 16 contestants on that stage were amazing. Like this year, I felt like everyone deserved it, you know? So you getting out with a crown, I'm sure it must be something, because even when you were with those girls, you spent like 2 weeks with them, you know, at boot camp. So you definitely knew, oh, they're strong contenders here. So getting out with that crown must be something.
Getting out with the crown actually becomes a responsibility, because it means there's so many capable girls that could have been given this crown. Then the fact that you have it, you have to represent not only your dreams and your goals and agendas, but theirs also. And you also have to then show up and show out the way they would, plus yours, plus a little more. Yeah.
Must be a lot.
A lot.
I would not want to be in your shoes right now. We know you're going to be representing the country, but before we talk about the main event happening in November, maybe, you know, when you were changing, in between changing the outfits, you had several categories, from swimwear, sportswear, the evening wear. So all these outfits, is it you who's taking care of them, or do you have a team who's ensuring this is what you'll wear on sports?
There are usually some that are already by the organization given. For example, for sports, our sponsor was PB Runner. And the thing I love about them is that it stands for personal best. That's what PB stands for. So it's a great reminder, even when you're on stage, that you're not competing against other girls. You're competing against yourself. You're trying to give your personal best each and every single time. So that was part of our sponsors. We also had Susie Kirui, who sponsored our swimsuit wear. So there are those things that are usually given. But something like evening gown now becomes you as a contestant. What do you want to show about yourself? How do you want to represent yourself on stage? Yeah.
You're very well spoken, so I'm sure the Q&A session was like a walkover for you. But how was that for you specifically? Because I feel like even most of the times when I go to watch, I attend a pageant event, my most anticipated for part or category or just bit of that show is normally the Q&A.
Yes.
Because I feel that's where you get to know these girls more, you know? So how was that like for you? And did you have maybe butterflies?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, and I usually say butterflies are a good thing. It means you're doing something that it requires a lot from you, and that's good. So you're not in your comfort zone, and it also means that you're doing something you care about, because if you didn't care about it, you'd just be like, this doesn't matter. So butterflies are usually a good thing. It's not something to look at and say, it means I can't do public speaking, for example. It's a good thing. It means you're doing something valuable,
it means you
know?
care about what you're doing,
exactly.
so you don't want to mess it up.
So that was definitely there, but for me, I really do enjoy that segment as well. It's a time you get to share your heart and your vision. Why do you want to be, for example, the next Miss Universe Kenya? What do you you want to do? What do you represent? What are your values, your core beliefs, you know? So for me, I usually look at it as a time, not really as I have to prove something to these judges, but I get an opportunity, even just for that 30 seconds, to say something that would resonate for just the one watching. Even if it's 10 people only, that will be like, I needed to hear that today, so thank you. That's my focus point. Yes.
And then you were crowned by the reigning.
That
never happens.
That never
happens. Most times you're crowned by the reigning Miss Universe Kenya.
Exactly.
But you were crowned by the reigning Miss Universe Worldwide.
Yes.
How was that?
Oh my God. That's one of the things I could never expect, imagine, or even ask for, even in my time in prayer. So having it happen for me was just, wow.
Do you feel like you are really passing this over to me to
exactly.
go win?
And you know what I said in my mind? You're going to do it again in Mexico. Yes, it doesn't end here. You're going to do it again in Mexico.
Yeah, that must have been quite something for you, you know.
Yes.
So we've already mentioned it's happening in Mexico. So if you can just tell us more about the show that you'll be going to represent Kenya now.
Yes, so Kenya will get to Mexico around 29th of October. That's when the pageant arrivals happen. And then from there, we usually have another 2-week boot camp now for the international competition. So there's a 2-week boot camp. And then from there, we have 14th. There's preliminaries, so that's the show where all of us, 130 countries, get to display everything we believe in, our national costumes, who we are and everything. And then they now pick a top 30 from there. We go to top 12, 5, and then the winner. And that happens on 16th of November. So really, we're going to need Kenya's support at the end of it.
How can we come through?
By voting. And not only voting, making noise about what Kenya is doing. Any small thing, when Kenya says this, we make noise about it. When Kenya's national costume is out there, we make noise about it. It matters because at the end of the day, you're trying to show that you're not representing yourself. You're representing your whole nation. You're carrying the stories of people, real people that have real things that they're looking to do with their lives. Yes.
Yeah, we wish you all the very best, and we'll be rallying behind you because you're there as Kenya.
As Kenya.
You won't be called
Irene,
Sidri, Nani.
Kenya.
It's Kenya, Team Kenya, you know?
Yes.
That's how they refer to you while you are there. So we definitely are going to be backing you up in whichever way possible. Maybe a word to a young girl who's watching you right now, and this is their dream, to one day be crowned, you know, Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss something. What's your word for them?
My word for anyone, actually not just someone looking to be crowned Miss Kenya or anything like that. Anything that you're trying to go for, pursue after your dreams relentlessly. Do not stop. You can truly get the things that you're trying to go after. It will take time. There will be hurdles along the way, but you're not alone, and there's a reason. You have that passion in your heart to go after what you're trying to go for. You're truly unique. So don't also compare yourself with other people. There's something that you have, and it comes from your characteristic, your personality, your experiences. All those things make you you. So use all of them to get what you're trying to go for. Yes.
I love that. You've got all that it takes to bring back that crown for Kenya. So you just go forth and be you, because you've got everything that it takes. All the very best on that.
Thank you so much.
All right. This is where we put a cap to this particular interview, but don't you go too far. When we come back, we'll be talking matters film. All rounded, right? Stay tuned.
Hasira za nini we Bwana, hasira za nini we Bwana, wataka kuniua bure Baba, wataka kuniua bure Baba, yule si wako na mimi si wangu, chukia nini kati yangu mimi na wewe, chukia nini kati yangu mimi na wewe, nasema sina makosa we Bwana,
anatimiza yake ndoto. Akiomba hela, 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 hela. Nazimwaga hela, 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 yo, yo. Na akitaka vela, 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 vela. Namuwashia vela, 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 vela. Asha Yakoba. Una wako nyumbani, nyumbani na mina wangu nyumbani, yeah, yeah.
Nasema sina makosa we Bwana, sina makosa we Bwana, sina makosa we Bwana, sina makosa we Bwana. Mtoto Jabel, mtoto Jabel, Atoti Jabel, Atoti mama, oh Atoti mama, Atoti mama, oh Atoti mama, Nyathini nangike pawia, mtoto Jabel, Jabel, Nyathini kakimulo denda, mtoto Jabel, my Jabel. Kwa kanisa sababu na kuwaza Atoti anwana mkundaji, ona vile umeketowia hapo nyuma kuna lita ngapi na hizo mitungi ni kilo ngapi? Gonna love the way you whining, oh the way you whining. Atoti Jabel umetutatisha Atoti hapa Nairobi, Atoti umetumada Atoti hapa Kisumu City kwa Atoti mama. Nini munafanya kweli? Ama ni makoto munatapeli?
Bado si hatujafeli, huduma ya Mungu
Mafi, muskila. Nini munafanya kweli? Ama ni makoto munatapeli?
bado si hatujafeli, huduma ya Mungu tunaifanya daily.
Hizo mabamba za gospeli.
Kumcha Mungu na heri. Ni nyakati za mwisho, vituko na vitisho lazima vionekane. Stivo wacha ni kusho, matapeli mabisho na wasikuchanganye.
Skuzi kuiambia godi imekuwa ni kautani. Utakuwa fanya waziri kani kama fan. Biashara kanisani, mambo chafu namba 1. Naita imani, ha, hii ni imani gani?
Ulisikia, nuru na giza zikitangamania.
Maji matuzia, mafuta matuzia, vitu na matugulia. Ni nini munafanya kweli? Ama ni makoto munatapeli?
Bado si hatujafeli, huduma ya Mungu tunaifanya daily.
Hizo mabamba za gospeli.
Kumcha Mungu na heri.
Munahubiri mazuri, nani wabaya? Na wategati munakuja kwenye kwaya.
Ile sio waimbaji.
Mtazamaji, tumekuandalia taarifa zinazogonga vichwa vya vyombo vya habari kutoka hapa jijini Nairobi na pia mashinani.
Wanahabari zaidi ya ubora wao wako ange kukuletea habari pindi zinapochipuka kutoka pembe zote za Kenya.
Kwenye kipindi cha Tamrini tunakuletea mazungumzo ya moja kwa moja kufafanua na kuangazia masuala yanayokuhusu wewe mtazamaji.
Kumbuka, taarifa yenye thamani daima hupokewa kwa amani.
Hivyo basi usikose kuungana nasi kila siku ya wiki.
Tukupakulie na tukutaarifu taarifa yenye mnato kwenye runinga unayoienzi. Kwenye kurunzi mashinani,
sisi DC.
As the 2024 Paralympic Games continue, Team Kenya has represented the country with a contingent of 14 para-athletes and 7 guides, featuring in 5 disciplines: athletics, cycling, taekwondo, rowing, and powerlifting, battling for glory with the world's best. Catch the daily highlights on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Have you ever asked yourself, what is skating? Skating is both an outdoor and an indoor activity. Most people do this skating activity for their leisure.
I have chosen one of my best books from within the library. It is called Little Lost Puppy. Oh, and you can see the beautiful puppy over here. He does look a bit lost.
Drab, drab, locks, drab, dreadly. Drab, drab, locks, drab, dreadly.
Today I'm going to show you how to make the yummiest bread omelette at the comfort of your home. Now, before we get into film, allow me to get into fashion and design. And if you were tuned in last week, remember we had Steve Simple Boy among us last week, and he came in dressed in these looks that were just nani amekuvalisha hizi nguo Steve, by the way. Yeah, and we promised to find the designer, and yes, we have gotten him. And our next guest is him. He goes by the name Kenyan Ro. He is a fashion designer and stylist. Kenya Ro?
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
Uko fiti?
Uko poa.
Yes. Naona umekuja ukirepresent your brand.
Vile inafaa.
Vile inafaa. By the way, vile nimesema jina yako Kenya Ro, one of the directors up there.
Yeah.
Anauliza mbona si Kenya Smackdown.
Ni Kenyan Ro juu unajua most of the materials natumia ni raw from Kenya. Zinapatikana Kenya.
Okinyi, your age is showing. Mambo ya Raw, Smackdown, Gen Z hatujui by the way. All right, so Kenya Ro, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Uko fiti?
Niko poa.
Mambo yake wa styling na designing ilianza lini?
Okay, nilianza 7 years ago.
Nini ilifanya uingie into it?
First of all, nilisoma textile, KU, fashion and designing. So after kumaliza KU, ndio sasa nikaanza kuifanya kama business sasa.
Okay, I'll just cut you short kidogo. Mic yangu iko na shida kidogo, so DJ, give us some music as they sort that.
Classic music.
She call me on my phone and nakuja getu. Nataka kuja getu. Anajua napikaga vitu special. Special for you though. Ewe unanizimaga michechetu. Tuliza akili mentu. Ukinipa usiku nipe paka kesho. Kesho. One time. Show me what your mama is, yeah. 2 times. I put up my money. You like a nigga, baby, you know I like it. You talk to in the shelter, me go. You know I like it. You talk a nigga, baby, you know I like it. I give you everything when I do my things with you. You know I like it. Simama inuka njoo nikupe tuzo. Mapenzi yamekaza gongele na nyundo. Waswahili na maneno yenye uvundo. Are you talk about my girl? Ebu dondole utumbo. I say she's my future. Sweet bambucha. Wanga mtajuta. Kaika ukuta. Nampa taratibu nampa puta. Puta napenda mwendo kanyage mafuta. Nitaka nikubebe ubebe juu kwa juu. You know I like it. Nitaka tuendeshe utembe kwa miguu. You know I like it. Nitaka nikubebe ubebe juu kwa juu. You know I like it. I give you everything when I do my thing.
Tuko juu ya kana, hapana kuza kudimleta. Leta ufala pa utakula maviding. Neza dhani tumepona kukecho ni taxi. Nati upepo runda, upepo nia. Hapo nasikia niskele huu, stingoni skubidu. Zako zikianza kushuka zinapandishwa juu. Piga piga kale ka move, mukuja mukumfu. Ati naikukupamba goza tena toka. Hapo nasikia niskele huu, stingoni skubidu. Zako zikianza kushuka zinapandishwa juu. Piga piga kale ka move, mukuja mukumfu. Ati naikukupamba goza tena toka juu. Hapo nasikia niskele huu, alute na tonesha turushe miguu vile vile zimeturaru. Tunasikia tuko majuu steam skipata tunashukisha na mamoves. Nipekaleka so tuko loaded strap kama foreign. Naifanya leo sio tungojagia tushoke na ikikubamba mbia selector jo agodena. Kakikubamba tupaluka so silete baza tim washaki tempo nyana tempo yo bamba sana ukiwa ching gomba kashata rada shavam dagi mdaki hapo nasikia niskele huu stingoni skubidu zako zikianza kushuka zinapandishwa juu piga kale kama mkuja mkufu ati nikikubamba goza tena.
Me, I like boys on the low. Booty back boys where they go. I like the boy where we bro. When they give me hot when they go. We on the road with the finest. All the boys they behind us. Too much dough when they buy.
All right, Unique, the DJ is ensuring that we're keeping warm. I hope that you are actually keeping warm back at home or wherever it is that you're watching us from. Well, we have Kenya Rowe with us. I had already introduced him. He is a fashion designer and a stylist. Kenya Rowe, before we took a break, ulikuwa unaniambia like where that love for fashion ilianzia. Umesema ulianza 7 years ago.
Yeah, after nimemaliza shule KU, ndo sasa nikaanza kufanya fashion kama biashara sasa.
Na kufanya fashion kama biashara inalipa? Is it working?
Vibaya sana, inalipa vibaya sana.
How is it like?
Iko poa, like it's all about being unique na creative. Ukishakuwa unique na creative utakuwa unapata ma customers from out country tena hapa Kenya.
Yeah. Can you get into your look? Just tell me, what are you wearing? Like, tuanze tu kwenye unataka kuanzia. Unieleze. Tumeanzia huku chini. Haya.
Chini nimevaa Timberland. Alafu pant inaitwa upcycle customized denim pant. Alafu juu ni Gucci jacket.
Okay.
So zote ni mimi ndo nimeunda. Kiatu pekee ndio nimenunua.
Goja, umesema zote ni wewe umeunda. So hii umesema you've upcycled it.
Yeah, hizi ni different materials from different jeans. Nikachukua nikaweka pamoja, nikaosha, nikakana kwa machine, nikatengeneza hii pant.
Yeah.
Jacket pia ni the same, nilinunua hii from local market. It's a Gucci
Now you
material.
said it's Gucci. So how is it that ni wewe umeitengeneza?
Yeah, but the material is called, hii ni material ya Gucci.
Okay.
Yeah. So nikaiunda na ikakuwa hii jacket sasa. So jackets ni Gucci. The material ni Gucci.
Okay, so you got the material, the Gucci material, and then now you made it by yourself. So you hand stitch or how do you go about it?
Nashona tu na machine.
Yeah. Okay, so your style is a bit unique, as you've mentioned, because when I look at some of the people that you've dressed, even if we take the example of Steve-O, who was here last week with the look that he had on, like it's a bit different. It's not something you will see every day. Look utaona and then you're like, you know? So let's get into that.
Oh, first of all, unajua, naweza sema matailors ni wengi, si ndio?
Yeah.
Lakini sasa ili upate, like ufike point unadai, lazima ukue unique. That's the reason why I'm not a normal tailor. Mi naongeza creativity yangu. Juu fashion ni kitu nimesoma, nimefanya research. Najua kitu nafaa kufanya ili nishike audience. Ili like tusikue the same na watu wengine. That's the reason why unaona vitu nashona, mi nazishona different. juu staki nikae the same na mtu.
Unataka kitu cha capture attention from the
kitu
world.
yangu tu pekee, nataka kitu tukisimama hata watu 10,000 msee anaweza ni notice katikati ya hao watu wote.
Yeah. Na inspiration yako wewe inatoka wapi? Like before utengeneze luku, ukae useme natengeneza hii leo. Like
okay, before nitengeneze luku, first of all na sketch, nikiwa free na sketch, naweza sketch kitu nataka kuunda. Nikisha sketch, natafuta materials na zicollect pamoja. Juu mi nafanya upcycle na recycle, naziweka pamoja. Kama kuna yenye si safi naweza osha, ni iron, niweke pamoja. Then sasa time ya kushona nitakuwa na follow hiyo sketch yangu, then outcome inakuja.
Yeah. Have you also made the hat yourself? Ama
Yeah, the hat nilinunua, but this part mimi ndio nimeongeza.
Yeah. Kuna nguo zenye tu unanunuanga alafu unavaa tu vile iko, ama lazima tu ifanye kitu?
Siwezi nunua nguo na nivaa hivyo. Unajua mimi ni designer, so staki like siwezi vaa design ya mtu. Kama si kiatu siwezi vaa anything yenye amsee.
Lazima ukue umeput your
mbona nivae ya msee venye iko na mimi pia nimesoma, niko na. Then most of the time sipendagi kuvaa vitu za watu, like sipendagi kununua nguo. Maybe ninunue material nitengeneze. Maybe kama niko na customer akona kitu kama pant, but anataka ni customize, so natumia idea yangu na mundia. Lakini zangu zenye navaa most of them ni materials nanunua then nazishona.
Okay. Unique, unaweza taka kukua dressed one of these days?
Yeah.
Ama unaogopa kukaa unique na jina yako already imeshasema hivi?
Maybe one question is ask, ushaikutana na nguo mahali msee amevaa akasema hii nguo nikipewa naweza modify niifanye nikae style fulani?
Hata kuna zingine unajua mimi naendaga kwa fashion events na nikiona vitu au ma designers wanafanya like naonaga ni kama kuna touch fulani nikiongeza kwa hiyo nguo ita pop up, like itakuwa kitu kingine very different. Juu actually hapa tumezoea msee akivaa suti na nguo ya African then aende mahali sasa hiyo amevaa. No, si hiyo ndo watu wanajua.
Sasa ama kwa suti, hapo kwa suti ndio tunataka tutaongelelea hapo.
Na bado hata kitu kama suti bado nashona, lakini hizo nashona na order. Lazima nipe order. Juu mimi sitakagi kushona kitu na kanao kwa store. Nataka nashona ikienda. So something like suit unajua si kitu kila msee anavaa. Iko na watu wake. So siwezi shona suti na niweke kwa store. But unaona kama hizi nimevaa, hizi ni kama hot cake. Juu unaona ni streetwear but naifanya in high fashion way. Hizi ni vitu like wase wanapenda kuvaa in daily life.
Yeah. Okay, in daily life, I don't know. Because I don't think on a daily basis I will just see people with, unique looking, crazy looking thing. When you look at this look of mine, unge tweak nini?
Hii look, first of all.
Unge tweak nini?
Hii pant, haingekuwa plain.
Ingekuwa imepiga viraka za
secondly, venye umeivaa iko sawa, but ndani ningeongeza kitu kaa nguo iko na kola, niongeze kitu kaa tai juu. Juu already uko na coat. Kiatu iko sawa, nywele iko sawa, like uko sawa. Kila kitu iko sawa.
You're trying to be nice, but anyway, I know. I'm a stylist as well. Ule watu chini ya maji. But anyway, so ungeniongezea kitu ya kola, kitu iko na kola kinda.
Kitu na kola.
Halafu na tai.
Na tai, ama kama si ya tai, kitu ya kola, but na button nini moja. Then hiyo chain inakuwa ndani. Then na tuck in.
I think next time tajaribu kuvaa hivyo tuone vile itakuwa. So like how long does it take you to do your thing? Like for example these pants. You've done your magic on it. How long did it take you?
So unajua mi I'm a professional designer. So pant kaa hii nilichukua kitu kaa 2 days kuiunda.
2 days.
2 days. Na hiyo inapatikana nisha sketch. So na follow tu ile sketch yangu nikishona.
So a whole 2 days wewe umeamua tu ni hii luku leo, so umeikalia chini and
see at the whole day, maybe kituka nishone kituka 4 hours nifanye vitu zangu kiasi, alafu kesho yake tena 4 hours nimalize pant.
Yeah. Na sasa msee akitaka kubai kama hii ni how much?
Hii pant nikiuzia msee anauza around
7,500.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because you've put in the work.
Yeah, na creativity hii hautapata anywhere. Maybe mtu akitaka maybe mimi ndio nimundie. Ndio huwezi pata kila watu.
Focus, you are not. Naambiwa kwa masikio ati bwana rudie hiyo 75 ni how much really, like is it 700, is it
7,500?
Yes.
For this pant.
You've had him. Yeah.
But keeping in mind is like unatengeneza like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 hours na hiyo do, hata hiyo do. Kwanza nitaangalia kwanza mwenye namuuzia. Kama ni mtu wa nje siwezi uzia 75, maybe nikule ka 25k hivi.
Have you sold this clothes?
Mingi sana. Most of the time business nafanya ni za nje. Niko na customers wangu wako Dubai. Alafu niko na mmoja ako China. So yeye ananipega. Niko na moja tena ako Netherlands. So ya Netherlands shop yenye anafanya ina deal na leather, vitu za leather pekee. So ananipega order za manguo za leather na mshonea, alafu tunatuma na DHL zikienda huko.
Yeah.
Netherlands pia the same, but Netherlands yeye anavaa vitu kai hizi, like shop yake ni ya custom made outfits.
Yeah, so ni mtu ako na shop huko,
like
shop
fashion shop,
but anachukua vitu kutoka kwako.
Yeah,
so you're good. Wewe uko na clientele yako. So mwenye analalamika 75 ni nyingi, you are not the client.
So kitu nilikuwa nataka nifanye, unajua Wakenya wengi hawajaelewa hii story bado. Na najua with the time watakuwa wanaelewa kitu ina happen. Juu tukitembea kwa street, for example Nairobi, ukienda Nairobi kutoka on Sunday, venye utaona street, hata mtu kama mimi designer huwa naboeka saa zingine juu unaona like wase wako the same. Watu wanaenda wananunua zile manguo za boutique, wamevaa. So unapata unatembea umevaa nguo, hata before ufike kitu kaa 2 minutes hivi unapatana na msee mwingine amevaa the same thing umevaa. So kitu watu hawajui ni moja. Unaona most of the shops huku wanachukua hizi vitu Uganda ama Tanzania na wanachukua kwa the same person. So manguo zinakuja the same. Na wanapeleka kwa maduka. So like tuko the same, like we are not unique.
I can only imagine as a fashion designer and stylist ukiwa tu unatembea kwa njia. Si unakasirikanga sana mara mingi?
Sana juu
like maybe unaangalia huko unaona sasa ni nini?
Sometimes naweza chukua time mingi sana ili nifike penye niko. Niseme ma weekends juu mmoja weekends kuna ma content creators nini, like watu wanataka picha, watu wanauliza kama wanaweza pata hii, like nikitoa hawajaelewa, hawajazoea but wanaipenda. So I think the more nitakuwa naifanya, the more itakuwa inajulikana. And by now niko na tailors, watu kaa siita nafunza. So I think wakishajua kushona vizuri, tutakuwa tuna produce vitu mingi.
And maybe what do we need to do as Kenya, that's the fashion industry of the country, to get to a point where watu wanavaa nguo zetu? Because I think we still have a long way to go whereby we are wearing our own. Mimi saizi kusema kweli sijavaa any Kenyan brand, right? So what do we need to do to get to a point where we are wearing more of our own?
Vitu tunafaa kufanya, first of all, I think government inafaa kuintroduce kitu ka fashion week. Tuseme tunaweka tu ma weekends moja, tunaweka hata inakuwa Nairobi Fashion Week.
There is a Nairobi Fashion Week.
Wachana na hizi ni zile za kuweka kwa nyumba, ma designers wanakuja.
Bro, si kwa nyumba. There's a Nairobi Fashion Week, it's a big event that inafanyikanga yearly. But maybe we need more of those.
So tunafaa kuweka hiyo story na Nairobi Fashion Week. So designers wanakuja na vitu wameunda, then tunazitoa kwa street. Si ati tunakuja kwa hall, watu wana showcase. Tunaenda kwa street, like watu wanakuwa familiarized na hizi vitu tunafanya, watu wanaona venye vitu zinakaa. So ili next time akipata kitu kaa hiyo kwa shop, ni kitu anaonaga, anaenda ananunua. Alafu kitu kingine tena, tusipende sana kununua nguo nje. Juu hizi vitu zote tuko na hizi raw materials hapa, si ndio? Hizi raw materials bado tunaweza shona, tuzitumie. mtu kama mimi kwanza sipendi nikiona environment ikichafuka juu ya manguo zimedropiwa kila mahali. Juu hizi manguo tunaweza recycle, tuziweke zikuwe safi alafu tushone. Venye nimeunda hii saa unaweza jua hii ni kitu ilikuwa imetupwa. Huwezi jua. So I think tukizoea vitu kama hizo ita-introduce watu kwa vitu kama hizi. Hatutakuwa tuna spend dough kununua brands za nje. Tutakuwa tunatumia our own.
So we have more shows than zina showcase our own designers.
Yes, juu hizi brands za nje wanatupia vitu fake. Na tunajiona like wase wakiona venye Wakenya wanavaa. I think unaonaga hata social media wasanii wengine wakicomplain sijui Kenya wajui fashion nini. Juu tunapewa vitu fake huko nje ndio tuna introduce huku tunavaa. Na hata hapa Kenya bado tuko na madesigners wabaya wanaweza unda the same thing but kwa kitu legit yenye si kitu fake.
And also maybe the cost. Pia unajua mtu kutoa 75 for a trouser. Is it also maybe something that can be done maybe zikuwe a bit? I'm trying to speak for the common mwananchi like myself.
Okay, like nikisema 75 si ati nguo zote zinauzwa from your price. Mi personally nafanya naweza unda nguo according to mfuko ya msee. Maybe uniambie saa hii uko na kitu ka 1500 ama 2k unataka pant. Nakaa chini na kuundia pant ya 2k na kupea.
So it's not just fixed that it's G trousers zako zote ni 75 so that tusifukuze pia clients. Wajue tu when they come to you, you can work with their budget. Bora tu ni budget pia iko na maana pia considering the work that you're putting in. All right, so you dress Steve Simple Boy?
Yeah, Steve Simple Boy.
And who else are you dressing? Who else have you dressed?
I think right now I've worked with around 80% of Kenyan artists.
80%? That's almost everyone.
So Steve Simple Boy, I think Steve Simple Boy kwangu ni international artist. Ni venye hakuwa amepata msee anaweza mshika amuonyeshe venye anafaa kufanya hizi vitu. Unaona? So mi ni international designer. Niliona Steve alikuja kwangu nimsaidie kama designer. Like nikuwe designer wake. Mimi nilikubali juu napenda ngoma zake, nikakubali kumsaidia. Na I think hii time kidogo tumewaka na Steve. I think mmeona vitu amefanya. And right now nikikwambia ako na mashow nje, anaenda Qatar, akirudi anarudi Dubai. Juu hizo story tunafanya unaona. Tena nimewaka na BN, nimewaka nayo. Nimewaka na Rayvanny, TZ. Plus artist wengi, lakini Kenya nimewaka na kwanza artist wa Urban karibu wote.
I think I see most of their music videos. Kuna nguo tu utaona useme ule ni Kenya dress, right? Kunazo their videos.
And I work also with models. I have models. Brand yangu niko na models kama 30 yenye nikishaunda nguo every week tunaenda kwa street, tuna showcase, tunapiga short video na post.
Alright, so you're doing good for yourself. You know, at least that shows that your name is out there. So how do you go about working with them? Do they come to you? Do you reach out to them? Ama uwe inakuaje?
For example, models wanakujaga Instagram yangu, wana inbox kama wanaweza work na mimi. Na mjamii napenda wasee wakigrow. Mimi siwezi kataa na kubali tu tuna work. So long as tushaelewana venye tutakuwa tuna work tu hivyo. Wasanii pia unaona ukiona kwa bio yangu ya Instagram niko na business number hapo. So msanii akitaka video shoot ana call hiyo namba na ananipata alafu tunapiga shughuli bado.
Kwa hivyo they reach out to you.
Yeah, they reach out to me.
They've been reaching out to you na wakikuja kwako wanakuambia concept yenye wako nayo ama wanakaa mtu like Kenya Romi mimi nataka nguo.
Okay, wanapewa mood board. Kuna mood board ya video shoot. So I think wanaleta mood board na song. So mimi ndo najua venye hii song inahitaji nguo type gani. Juu si song zote unaweza fanya street wear. So nikishaangalia mood board ndo najua hii song nafaa kuvalisha msanii nguo.
Wow. That needs a lot of creativity. Juu pia uwezi nitengenezea Kenya utatengenezea ule kwa video shoot yake. So you need to be creative
and actually nilikuwa invited Paris Fashion Week but story na visa imeniangusha.
You were invited
Nilikuwa
to go
invited.
showcase?
Yeah, kwanza nilipewa models kama 15.
Wow.
But sasa story na visa iliniangusha so.
Oh.
But I'm hoping for the best
That's
next time.
That's unfortunate because that's such a big stage. It's the biggest actually runway.
Yeah, present Kenya by the way, Paris Fashion Week this year.
There's next year usijali.
But visa
iliniangusha. Alafu next year you'll go. That's a very huge platform. I didn't know you were to go to Paris Fashion Week. Actually nilikuwa nikuulize, like, are you aiming the Paris Fashion Weeks, the Milan Fashion Weeks? Kumbe already they called you. So did they give you a call? Did they
inbox Instagram? Okay, niko na models wengi, nimekuwa na models wengi. Wengi wao walishaenda Paris, like walichukuliwa na agencies za nje. So I think hata wao wakiendaga huko kuna wenye bado wananisell.
Okay.
So niko na models huko wenye nilikuwa nikitrain but walishaenda huko, wako Paris already.
When the time is right, you'll go. Probably next year. Yeah, I hope that visa situation itakuwa sorted. Now, what does your day look like as a fashion designer? What does your day look like?
Okay, kwa kuvaa or kwa...
No, in terms of your day, how you go through your day. So, umeamka and then you do this and then there's this and then...
Okay, as a fashion designer, me personally, nikiamka, the first thing wanafanya naomba. Nikishaomba, naangalia timetable yangu kama niko na any meeting or anything I'm supposed to do. Naenda kama iko nakaa chini nafanya tu research about fashion. Mimi ni mzee, hii ni kitu napenda sana. Juu hii ndio nakulia, hii ndio kazi yangu. So naomba, naangalia timetable yangu hivyo.
You do your research, nini kama uko na vitu za kushona, una stitch and whatnot. All right, that's really, really good. So what's the future looking like for Kenya Raw? What are you envisioning for the brand Kenya Raw?
International. Hata saa hii nikiunda naangalia huko. Ndio maana nilifaa kwenda Paris internationally.
Yeah.
Like nataka niinue Kenya. Hiyo ndio dream yangu by the way. Nataka one day Kenya yeko kwa map. Kuna designer anatoka Kenya ndio yeye ana showcase nchi za nje. Hiyo ndio inakuwa dream yangu kubwa sana. That's the reason why me naundaga like I can make anything.
Okay.
Yeah, mimi naweza fanya anything.
Yeah.
For example, uliona nguo fulani niliundiaga Steve ya madoli.
Like nguo alafu iko na madoli mingi.
Ndio.
Yeah.
So I can make anything. Juu na like be brand kwa internationally.
Yeah. Okay. So for someone who would love to get what you make, you know, as the designer that you are, where do they find you?
First of all, ukitaka kuona procedure yenye nafanya, unaweza nitembelea store yangu iko hapo Fedha. Niko na store hapo penye nguo nashona. Or ukitaka kubuy nguo unani inbox Instagram, niko na business number hapo kwa bio. Unani inbox, tunapiga biashara.
Okay. So kwa kila social media handle ni Kenya Raw.
Kenyan_Raw.
Okay.
RAW.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming through to the show. All the very best. And we really hope to see that Paris Fashion Week gig getting along, like coming through, like wewe ukiwa huko and representing Kenya.
Thank you. I'm really praying for that.
All right. All the best. That was Kenya Raw. Yeah, you can see him right there on your screens. He is a Kenyan fashion designer and fashion stylist who has been in this fashion game for the last 7 years. He has been doing this for 7 years, so he has the experience. He's actually gone to school for this. Si ati ameamka tu leo akaamua. He's gone to school. He went to you mentioned Kenyatta University? Yes, he went to Kenyatta University to learn this, so he knows his stuff. So please give him business. Let's start supporting our fashion designers. We are taking a short musical break. We'll be back in a bit.
Mtazamaji, tumekuandalia taarifa zinazogonga vichwa vya vyombo vya habari kutoka hapa jijini Nairobi na pia mashinani.
Wanahabari zaidi ya ubora wao wako ange kukuletea habari pindi zinapochipuka kutoka pembe zote za Kenya.
Kwenye kipindi cha Tamrini, tunakuletea mazungumzo ya moja kwa moja kufafanua na kuangazia masuala yanayokuhusu wewe mtazamaji.
Kumbuka, taarifa yenye thamani daima hupokewa kwa amani.
Hivyo basi usikose kuungana nasi kila siku ya wiki.
Tukupakulie na tukutaarifu taarifa yenye mnato kwenye runinga unayoienzi. Kwenye kurunzi mashinani,
sisi DC.
Expert discusses chronic kidney disease and how to protect yourself. And Ivorian psychologist Noor Bakayoko shares some insights on bullying and what can be done.
It's important to avoid major events or major health crises.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
The young generation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. We treat you to current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations.
It's art, it's culture.
Movies, gossip and trends, sports, drama.
We bring you a vibe like no other, straight to your living room.
To keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and most of all, refreshed. We are such a vibe. Y254. Imagine.
Hands up if you're single again. Hands up if you're single again. She wants to be more than a friend. Kama alitoka sirudi na sikulete. Hands up if you're single again. Hands up if you're single again. She wants to be more than a friend. Kama alitoka sirudi na sikulete. What really matter now your vibe? I be the one for you, one for you. Don't really have to be the one to go. Ain't nobody fine like you. Girl, I be the one for you, one for you. And I feel like I've known you my whole life. Feel like I need you in my life. Nobody can tell me otherwise. This baby will be mine. I feel like I've known you my whole life. Feel like I need you in my life. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Everybody does it. Mama, me, I know they love you. Mama, me, I know 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 you. Everybody does it. Mama, me, I know you.
African blood ndani yangu ngozi melanin. Niko kwa Hall of Fame, say my name ndo refa kwa hii game. No pain, no gain, no pain. OMG, mini G, na siri juu nisha spill G. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami. No limitations, mina kuwanga mtu free. Niko so free, so free, so free. Mini G, mini G, mini G, mini G. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami. So free, so free, so free. Mini G, mini G, mini G, mini G. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami. Huwezi do, kenye mi you do. Jaribu kudu, una do, lukuni ya kijinga. Never die do slogan nimeandika kwa silver. Takusete kuringa, tanguli niko na nikitembea na wajinga. Mimi natembea na kondom tunataka kujipiga. Hiyo riba tamaliza, hiyo topic shot. Never die do slogan, tunajua tu. Lukuna ngori mi you come through. Koko na mambo na mikuja tubaje. Tuma, lize shughuli kiu kung fu. Mia, kazi lazima unitaje. Nikitingusu, najua tukieni yangu. Usicheze na the guy kame jamu. Usijaribu kupatie hiyo kijana gani. If I was you, I would run. Lakini sasa tuko new era. Uliza papa Fadela, ni mirista tunatema. Nikisema nishasema, mimi ni mhenga nishanena. Na nade kusikia ukihema, na nade kusikia ukisema. Niko so free, so free, so free. Mini G, mini G, mini G, mini G. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami. So free, so free, so free, so free. Mini G, mini G, mini G, mini G. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami. Hadi kwende wapi huwezi pata mtu kami.
Koko na uradi ya ganji linki, come through pange mikakati linki, tupige mahesabu isabati linki, ni linki, kauko na mali na ni safi ni linki, sivute tenje utani wai ni linki, wesi ni trace kwa maeria ni linki, ni linki, koko na uradi ya ganji linki, come through pange mikakati linki, tupige mahesabu isabati linki, Dada Johnny linki, na usikae sana utanipata tuboronje kuziganji, cause nothing is smarter, sitaka kunyesha na mjanja na
Yes, and we are back. This is Entertainment Thursday right here on Good Morning Kenya. My name is Vivian Ndegwa, and we get into our final interview of that day on the show, that is. And I am having with me two really great, an actor and an actress. And one of them is still a producer as well. And they have been doing this for quite some time. They will be telling us about that. I have with me Martin Kigondu. Yes, karibu sana.
Asante.
And I also have Joyce Musoke. Joyce, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Vivian.
It's good to have you. It's the first time we're having you on the show. We've had Martin before. So karibu sana.
Thank you.
All right. For those who are seeing you for the first time today, maybe if you can just give yourself an introduction that you would love to.
Okay. My name is Joyce Musoke. I am an actress. I both for screen and stage. I'm also a producer. For a film producer, a TV producer.
I'll cut you short.
Yeah.
I'll cut you short a bit. If you can just introduce yourself, they sort something.
Okay. Yeah, sure. First of all, I'm a huge fan of Joyce Musoke. Yeah, I hope that, I have to say that, huge fan of Joyce.
Yeah.
My name is Martin Kigondu. I do a lot of things, most prolific at theatre as an actor, a playwright and a director, but I also double up in film as well, as a producer, as a director as well, and I write for TV, so it's a lot of things. I do a bit of radio and podcasting as well.
You do everything.
Well, technically...
Umeamua kazi zote wewe. Martin na kazi.
Yeah, one-man army, but unfortunately it takes fortunately, it takes a village to create work.
Yeah.
So as much as I might have a hand in all these things, we still work with teams, and when it's your turn to let someone else do their thing, so you let them. So on this particular project, I'm just an actor and a producer, a humble actor. Yeah.
Before we get into Sanctuary, maybe from the last time you were here, what have you been up to?
Oh, since I was here the last time I was here, we were talking about Kit Fest, I think.
Yeah.
And Supernova, or maybe, was right. This was the year after Supernova. So since I've just been producing, it's been a busy year for us. That time we just done meetings by John C.B. Okumu as Prevail Presents. Since then we went on to do the award-winning They That Have Missing Marks Shall Not Graduate. This was a comedy written by Dr. Fred, directed by myself, starring a very, very strong cast. Then this year we did a rerun of the show. Then this is our second show since. This is now a Sanctuary will be the last new play of this season. So the next time you see us with a new project technically is maybe a year or two later.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Back to you, Joyce. You were just introducing yourself to our audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an actress, both screen and stage. I'm a producer as well for film and TV. And I direct as well. Yeah.
How long have you been in the scene? Because I think I've seen you in a couple of projects. Not I think, I have seen you in a couple of projects. So how long have you been in the industry?
It's been over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I think my first professional encounter with the industry was in 2002. Yes.
Which project was that?
No. I started off in production around that time. Yeah.
So, wow, you've been in this for more than 20 years.
Yes.
So you technically know the ins and outs of this industry. Maybe, what changes have been there through the years that you can, that you would love to applaud maybe? Yeah.
I think just the growth in the number of productions that we have right now, the growth in the number of opportunities that are available to actors and crew. I mean, then it was, the opportunities were really few and far between, and kind of just stuck within a little clique of, there was just a small clique of people who had their hand in the industry, but now it's really opened up, and that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a good thing to see. I mean, the likes of Kigondu, who have gotten into it later on, right? Or do you have 20 years experience? I'm sure you're experiencing a different kind of industry compared to what maybe she experienced 20 plus years ago. Would you say that?
Yeah, for sure. Both as a fan and a practitioner. Mine is slightly, of course, clearly slightly fewer years, because mine is maybe 5 years later, or 7 or 8 about. And since then, there are things we wanted to do, we watched from the outside. And the moment you got in, you sort of learned it was almost impossible. It was impossible to think of some of the projects that we are now seeing. We're seeing a lot of musicals when it comes to the theatre scene. We're seeing more of local series, both very experimental stuff and telenovelas. And back then, there'd only be a handful. So definitely from the outside and also from the inside, there's a lot of growth and excitement around the industry. But we also have to acknowledge social media has a huge part to play in this, because for one, if nothing else, then the number of eyeballs, the number of people watching has definitely increased. And their taste has also sort of improved, because of the internet, you now are exposed to so much from out there. So you won't just receive what you're given, you'll now receive it and compare it with stuff out there. And so we have no choice but to improve as a practitioners. So a lot of growth and improvement, yes.
And also as someone who's speaking from the outside looking in, because I'm not in that industry really, I have to acknowledge that you guys are doing a great job. I mean, like if I look at the Kenyan film industry right now, I can mention so many shows. Just speaking about screen, not even the stage plays and whatnot. Like we have so many options that are out there. So many options with I won't start mentioning them, but we have a lot of options, and it's not just any kind of shows. It's like quality stuff. Like you can just sit down, enjoy it, from the script writing, the storyline, how it goes, the actors and the work they've put in. You can watching. So I love where the industry is headed, and maybe if I can us a scale, you know, on a scale of 1 to 5, how good are we as an industry, you know, and what more maybe needs to be done with the remaining bit. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being we are excellent, Hollywood, hello, and 1 being okay.
For screen or stage?
For screen.
For screen, I think we're doing really well in terms of tech. I'd give us a 4.
Wow.
In terms of tech and acting, I think story has been struggling a bit. Story, I'd give it maybe a 2.5.
Okay, and stage?
Yeah. Oh, stage. Just if you had asked me this question about 2 months ago, I'd have given you a different rating. But now, especially from the productions of the last month, which have been absolutely stellar, I'd give it a 3.5. And 3.5 is because I'd easily take it to a 4.5 if they had the resources. It's just that I know they're doing so much with so little.
With what they have.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, not too bad. Actually, good. So, Martin?
Yeah,
same. You rate screen and then you rate the stage.
Let's see. We've improved. We've definitely improved, like we said. So on a scale of 1 to 5 for screen, generally, I'd give us a 2. And that's really good. No, because we were negative something before, so we've gotten to the 0, to the 1, to the 2, but also acknologing we still have a long way to go.
You're trying to be nice.
But because we have a long way to go, we still do. We might have, say, what we say, it's like being a big fish in a tiny fish bowl. Yeah, so, or being the best in a class of strugglers, you know, because we are comparing ourselves to our neighbors. I'm not saying anything else about I'm not saying anything bad about the industries around us, but when we now put ourselves next to the South Africans, to the ones away from Africa, we still have a long way to go, not only in terms of delivery, but also policy around that. And we are, you know, we still have a long way to go, but we are doing great. Yay to us, you know.
That's a 2 for screen. How about stage?
For stage, for stage, I'd also say a general, well, it's better, 2.3. You know,
Joyce was like,
but the thing is, we are yet to say we have an industry.
Yeah,
we are busy. Is there progress in us being busy? I hope there is, as much as we think there is, but we still have a long way to go. For instance, we barely have more than 10,000 people going out to watch plays across the country over a weekend. That's a very small number. You know, 10,000 people is, Nairobi is probably giving us 8,000 of those people. And that's probably the Osho, the National Theatre, Allianz, you know. But if we get to a place where we have 100,000 people, that's not too much to ask, in just Nairobi, in a county, then we'll say, well, you know what, we are now going somewhere. I'd probably give social media out of 5, I'd give us a 6, you know, because you can see the industry around content creating in that way for social media stars, them making money, their eyeballs, the content quality, the machinery around it. But when it comes to theatre, we're doing great, but we still have a long way to go. Yeah, there is work.
Yeah, she has something to say.
Put money in the hands of these people who are doing stage and doing screen. I think we'll see amazing things.
Yeah, so maybe the biggest challenge is cost-wise?
Is cost-wise. They're doing everything with very little. So, there's only so much. There's only so far they can go. Yeah.
So it's time for investors to, you know, jump on board and try put their money in this thing, because it's gonna come back to them. Because it will be in the hands of people who are capable already. It's just that they lack the resources to make things happen.
If they can do this much with this little.
Yeah. All right. Call for sponsors. All right. Now let's talk about the reason why you're here. You have a a play called Sanctuary. And I need you to tell me about it because I know it's a bit different from the usual. So tell me about Sanctuary.
Sanctuary is definitely different in a couple of ways. Number one, Sanctuary is a sci-fi. You don't see that many sci-fi plays, you know, not only in Kenya, but say Africa.
Please define sci-fi for someone who's like, sci-fi.
Sci-fi. Now I wish the director was seated on this bench as well. You know, she's the one who goes all in. But yes, so as a genre, we'll look at sci-fi as, we know what a drama is, right? We see a lot of heart and family-oriented themes when we are talking about drama. We know what a romance is, We'll see the themes of love being highlighted, and we'll see this guy falling in love with this lady, etc., etc., Now, when it comes to sci-fi, we are looking at one, aspects with technology and a future, you know, and different worlds, really. So, the most typical sci-fi for me would be something like The Matrix. It is at heart a thriller, but the world around The Matrix is this concepts around what if we are not, we are living a simulation, you know? So in their world, they built a, what if I told you what you're actually living through is not what you really are living through. So for us in this case, we look at sci-fi as one, a dystopian world we've created. This is, it feels as if the world is ending. So we now have to, it's not a have to, maybe it's a choice as well, rely on technology. So themes around technology, themes around AI, themes around government control also happens in sci-fis as well. So that's more or less the shortest definition I could give for now. So Sanctuary is a Kenya, or a sort of Kenya in the future. In 2050, it's definitely urban-centered, and it follows a couple being myself and Joyce, who play Polly and Owen. And as much as I call it a sci-fi, at the heart of it, it's a romantic play. So it's a romance, and we are following their love in a time of not only a dystopian reality, but also a world where AI has sort of taken over. So a question would be, what if AI became sentient? What if Siri for you, or your Uber as an app would sort of now decide to do its own things? You're saying we are going to Kile and decides, no, you're not feeling well, so I'll take you to Kenyatta, you know? So what if these are the circumstances we're living in, and that's where we've set our play, and that is Sanctuary.
All right. So it's science fiction.
It is.
Yeah.
Actually, I should have just said that.
Yeah, you used too many words, Martin.
I'm sorry. It is science fiction.
Oh well, so Joyce, it's science fiction. We don't have a lot of science fiction films or plays from the country. So how was it like, you know, acting in a science fiction? It's a play, So how is it like? And have you been into a science fiction film or play before?
I have. And interesting thing is that it's Santa, our director, was just saying, I think a day or two ago, that it's like artists all think the same at the same time, because we're seeing we're seeing several, actually. Right now I can think of 3, apart from Sanctuary. I can think of 2 others, 2 other sci-fi themed series, and a film, I think, that's just about to be released.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually was to say there's one that is being, you know, marketed right now. It's about to be released.
So there's a short film, there's a series, and there's a play, and it's like we're all in the same...
in sync.
Yeah, we're in sync.
Yeah.
So,
how is it like being in such?
It's interesting. Oh, well, it's interesting because you're doing something new, you're daring new genres. But at the heart of it, as Martin was saying, it's really about human. Yeah, the story is human at the end of it, and love, themes to do, themes to do with love, connection, and things like that. That we've done. So that feels home, like home. I know when people say sci-fi, it always sounds like it's so out there, but we bring it home because it's really just a human story.
Yeah. How was it like, you know, bringing it to life? You know, like just bringing it to life. How was it like?
Yeah. I guess
you produced the show, right?
Yes. From the producing angle, I guess the question is where the idea starts from, right? Because then is when we built it. So this has definitely been built off conversations between Santa and I, Santa Mukabana being the director. We've been wanting to work for the longest time together. Same to Joyce and I. So things sort of, you know, they worked out well. So at the beginning of the year, I was looking at a very chilled out year for myself, especially as a producer. I knew it might have been quite active for me as an actor, but from the producing angle, I didn't want to put out as much work. So Santa and I have been exploring a play or two, a two-hander here or there, a one-hander here or there. So when I read this script out of the others that we'd been talking about, I was like, oh, this is my favorite. Let's start seeing how to put it together. And like I say, Joyce and I have been saying we'll work together for the longest time. So I wouldn't push the director to make that choice, but when the director asks who do you think we could now run with for this one, out of the names I forwarded, I always made sure Joyce's is at the top. I hope the day she's questioned she'll say this is the truth. So I gave her a total of a couple of names, 9 names, 3, and in all the 3 Joyce's name was always consistent, because it was a huge hint, but only to find that Santa was a fan of Joyce. She'd watched her and she'd wanted to work with her for the longest. So at the Theatre Awards this year, the 3 of us met and we were like, okay, let us take a photo. We should actually share that photo at some point and say from this moment we've begun. Then a couple of months later, we started now rehearsing. The process of it with the script would be adapting, which Santa did, because it's inspired by a different idea that has been done elsewhere. So adapting is really now sort of making it work in your context and also taking very different choices, even story-wise. Then after the script was done, put the team together, think of who's working on, say, sound design and photography and production design. And as soon as we locked in the crew and we had the cast, well, the journey began, and we started this early mid-July thereabout, and we are now a week away from the show, and we are ready.
Yeah, you are very ready. And on that note, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have them tell us just how ready they are as Polly and Owen. Let's take a break.
Harambee Stars will kick off their 2025 AFCON qualifiers campaign with a match against Zimbabwe on Friday 6th at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Kampala, Uganda at 4 p.m. Engine Firak then face Namibia on Tuesday 10th September at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg, South Africa at 7 p.m. Catch the matches live on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
There's faith in my world. It comes back to your teachings and all your words.
Swala ni jambo ambalo limesisitiziwa kwa sababu Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam aliwahi kusema kuwa amefaidika yule ambaye atatekeleza swala yake hali ya kuwa ana khushu'.
Aswa usarqata alladhi yasriku fi salati, yule muizi ambaye kwamba ni mbaya kushinda wote ni yule ambaye kwamba anaiba katika swala yake. Mtume alipoyasema yale, maswahaba wakashangaa, wakamuuliza wa kaifa yasriku fi salati, vipi mtu anaweza kuiba katika swala yake? Akasema alladhi la yutimu ruku'aha wala sujuda.
Aqulu bishimali, wala kwa mkono wa kushoto.
Yes, I swear by Allah, I swear.
Ever crazy.
Hata niongea.
Undoubtedly entertaining. And mind-boggling. The savage netizens capturing that unique moment.
Welcome back. And before we get deeper into Sanctuary and their roles on Sanctuary, they play as Polly and Owen on Sanctuary. And before we get into that, my DJ is here. I'm sure you've been seeing him up. I want to know, Unique, have you ever gone to a play? Ushaienda kuwatch play?
Ya nishawahi. Zile zilikuwa za high school. Kwanza Kifo Kisimani.
Wewe hizo za high school ndo bado unakumbuka?
Hiyo nilienda. Zilikuwa nakosa.
Hiyo ilikuwa mandatory. Hiyo ilikuwa lazima.
Kuna zingine ilikuwa tu lazima tu. Kwanza Kifo Kisimani, it was a very great story.
Yeah, so that's the play yenye wewe ume-interact with. Yenye umeenda ukawatch. It's usually a lot kwa sababu unaimagine hawa say wana act mukiona live. So mse akimess amemess.
Hiyo ni kai imeenda.
Yeah.
And keeping in mind this one is a science fiction na inaactiwa like a play live. That is kind of interesting sana. Pia mimi nataka ku like experience.
Nitaongelesha fiti wa kupe ticket. Si ndio? Back to you, Martin and Polly. You know, like this is science fiction. I can imagine it on screen. I've watched science fictions on screen, but I'm trying to see it, you know, like as a play. I don't sipati picha.
Yeah.
Any sipati picha because I'm trying to imagine the work that went into design. Get me into that because sasa I imagine the design there must be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's science fiction and you're looking into 2050. So you're trying to imagine how 2050 will look like. Get me into that.
I like that you've chosen the words design, because design aspects would be in a couple of layers. So there is sound design, there is costume design, and there is definitely production design. 2050, when you think about it, it's not that long ago. 2050 is as close to us as when Joyce started performing, you know? Yeah.
Look at the way she's looking like what?
It's not too long ago. 2050, we barely even began the next government post-Moi, you know? Well, yeah, I might be off that. But all I'm saying is we'd think it's that far, but it's not. In the 80s, 90s, we used spoons. We are still using spoons. In the next 30 years, we'll probably still be using spoons because the human doesn't change that much. It's not like we'll have wings in the next 10 years.
That's true.
Also, you never know. But anyway, all I'm saying is when it comes to utility, not that much changes. So what improves? What improves is definitely around the tech space.
Sure.
Tech space, when you mentioned some, I said Siri as an example earlier, we never had that idea. We never thought you could listen to a song and think, oh, that's a really cool song, and take your phone and Shazam. So technology-wise, there's growth and expansion there. When it comes to creating the world, you'd use something like sound design to sort of actualize ideas, or what if we could do this? We don't have to physically see it, but the moment I get it sound-wise, say I give you your Uber giving you directions, I don't have to see the car, but hearing the directions, I'll be like, oh, I know what that is. That's you navigating the car and it's directing you. So we've collaborated with actors to do voice work. Very good actors, actually. We have Gadwill, we have Mildred, we have Mwajuma, very, very reliable narrators and voice actors in that aspect. When it comes to production design, well, I can't wait for you to see what we've put together. But yes, aspects of futurism in there, and then costume design as well. Very interesting choices. So the only way to know this is definitely showing up, you know?
All right, yeah. The only way to know, you know, because that production bit of it is what I'm imagining. I want to see how that looks. So I know you back at home also would love to see how that pans out. So you definitely need to get your tickets. We'll talk about where to find the tickets and what date exactly the show will be going up. Going up?
Yeah.
Stagey. It will be staged. Because going up is like you will be screening anyway.
Semantics.
Yeah. So Joyce, I want to get into you as Polly. You know, how was it like getting into that character?
Okay. I'm still getting into her. You discover new things every day. It was interesting, and thankfully we've got a great director, Santa, so she's able to, the characters are very clear in her mind, so that makes it so much easier to just step into it. Polly is she's a lawyer, she's a high flyer, she's a lover of tech. But I also, which I'm not. I'm not a techie. I'm not a lawyer.
So that's how different Polly is to Joyce.
Yeah, but there are definitely things about her that I resonate with. There are many aspects about her that I see even in my own life. Yeah. So it was not difficult to get into her. Yeah.
Maybe what you mentioned, it wasn't that difficult to get into it, but maybe what was the toughest bit for you? Maybe bringing Polly to life, or just for the entire play? Like, what was the hardest bit for you?
Okay, I don't agree with a lot of her decisions, and
the
I have
directors.
to,
or the Polly's now.
Polly's decisions. Joyce does not agree with a lot of Polly's decisions. But one thing I've learned not to do over the many years that I've been doing this is not to judge a character, and just to understand that she's making decisions based on, you know, the information that she has and the environment that she's in. Yeah, these decisions make sense to her, and I have to step into that and forget about Joyce's voice and just be Polly and be Polly truthfully. Yeah.
What's your best bit about Owen, being Owen?
Being married to Polly.
Wow.
Well, yeah, and he's an interesting fellow. I like him, you know. In fact, I could see how both Owen and Martin would, and clearly Joyce as well, would be really skeptical about the choices she's making, unajua. But anyway, a huge fan of hers, as a person you're married to, not a fan of her choices. And when it comes to him, his interests around cool stuff, maybe not tech, definitely that would be interesting to me. I find him cool. He's a nurse. He's very dedicated. He's sort of comfortable. He's not those ambitious guys. Martin is maybe ambitious because out of necessity, but I also see how you could live a life with not wanting that much. You know, I'm right where I am.
You're just contented.
Yeah, I like the pace of his life. I think I like that. I like the confidence that he has around the beliefs that he has. So that is of interest to me as well, and it's definitely exciting playing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get scared that you might mess on stage? Because this is live. It's not like TV where we sit at home and watch, so, you know, something can be done maybe for the films. You know, you've gone over it, cut, and then a cut where ushiki lines, you know. But this one, it's play. It's stage play. We're there live watching you guys. So if you forget your lines, most probably we won't know as the audience, but do you ever get scared of messing it up?
That's the beauty of it. The beauty at times is even in the messing it up. You know, some of your most memorable shows as an actor weren't the most perfect. In fact, if you're doing a run of, say, we did I Will Marry When I Want, we did a long run of 25 showings, yeah? Out of the 25, I'd say maybe 1 or 2 are the ones we were like, oof, we hit every note, we hit every word. And that's like 2 out of 25. That's insane. So even in a show of, say, 5 showings, as an actor, of course, for the audience, they'll have a good time, and for you too as well. But you never ever feel like you ever got it fully, and that is why we rehearse. Because in rehearsals, what you want to do is to embarrass yourself as much. You want to mess up as often as much, so that you get over that fear. So that if, in case it happens on stage, you sort of know how to flow with it, because it's happened before. And we are not looking for perfection. We are looking for realistic performances and truthful performances, and those are not word perfect.
That's the same case for you?
I have a recurring nightmare of messing up on stage.
Wow. You keep dreaming that you messed up.
Yeah, and I wake up in a cold sweat. But the good thing is that I guess from rehearsal and everything, you learn to have each other's back. So yeah, you know if I miss, Martin will find a way to get us out of it. Or if he's stuck somewhere, I'll have to find a way to, you know, to get us out of it.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so when is the play showing? When are you staging it? Where is it happening? And how much maybe is the ticket cost?
So good thing is, because we knew we were coming to your show, we've just made an announcement. The moment they see us on TV, we've extended the ticket, advance tickets. We were doing 1,500. They were supposed to bump up to slightly higher, but we were like, you know what? We're on Good Morning Kenya, so we might as well give you some good news. So for a couple of days, up till Monday, the ticket is at 1,500. They get a ticket at MadFun, madfun.com, www.madfun.com. 1,500 at the Alliance Francais, that's where we'll be weekend after next, so Friday the 13th. That's the easiest way to remember it. Friday the 13th, and then Saturday 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, then Sunday for our final showcase at 3 p.m. So 4 shows. There's enough room for everyone. So if there are 100,000 people I'm saying want to come, there is room. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, lady and gentlemen, for coming to the show. We appreciate your presence here, and we just cannot wait to come and experience that science fiction. I will be there for sure, because I want to see that.
We'll save you a seat.
Sorry?
We'll save you a seat.
Thank you very much. Pale mbele ndo niwaone vizuri, ama pale nyuma ndo mtu ona vizuri?
Katikati.
Hapo katikati. Sawa. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, this is where we end this particular interview, but don't you go nowhere. We are leaving you with Unique the DJ on the mixes. He will be giving you new songs. He mentioned we have some new releases, so he will be sorting us on that.
Magic mix, call it the magic. Umekukizusha ati kwamba mimi nakucheza, hata simu zangu nikipiga uchukui, nashindwa ni nini mbaya nimefanya, wenye nia mbaya hakika wataki kutupa amani. Mambo ya walikubuli hali ya sitofahamu, ili mwisho unichukie. Saa zingine mimi uhisi nishike mtu mashati na nianze vita. But I'm sorry, mimi si aina mtu naogopa sana haya mambo ya kutuchonganisha. Yani mtu mzima mwenye akili timamu anawezaje kuamka kwa kiasi hicho? Nimepakwa tope kwa kuwekelewa dhambi zote, wengine mtaka nisurubiwe msalabani wa penzi lako. Wacheni nao wamejawa na ulivu kwa roho zao. Mabebi, nimeuma tu nikufurahishe, mambo mengine yote ni upuzi kwangu. Hakikisha kutoka kwangu baby, hakikisha kutoka kwangu. Sihitaji bunge kunitetea, wala bunge la seneti. Sihitaji mtu kunitetea.
Monday you call me for cuddles. Tuesday you just wanna fight me. Wednesday to Friday you're trouble, baby. See me fighting for my life. See me fighting for my life. And when the weekend comes, so be you my baby. The way you give me love, girl, it's so amazing. First your heart think you're cold, then it's yes, then it's no. 'Cause I don't wanna leave, but you're telling me to go. To go, to go. La modena. To go, la modena. To go, la modena. Yeah, it's your name, to go, la modena. My dear, kweli unanichanganya. Umesema tucheki movie ndo ulale vipoa. Saa zingine Mercedes na saa zingine bodaboda. Twende pamoja kama boflo na soda, yeah. Tena the way you've been acting. Another way to fall in love with you. First your heart think you're cold, then it's yes, then it's no. 'Cause I don't wanna leave, but you're telling me to go. To go, la modena. To go, la modena. To go, la modena. Yeah, it's your name,
Hii ni salamu na ufahamu, kama unauza mapenzi sio kwa binamu. Una haja kusubiri, hii ni hukumu. Hakuna kitu utapata, utangoja kaskari wa zambu. Dume suruali, dume kaptura, shauri zako limradi sipate hasara. Usiona utani, misiongi hata kwa ishara. Utaniambia nini mpaka unigeuze fala? Kwanza nasikia hongo zinaleta mkosi, sentano yangu gusi hata ukiongea kidosi. Yabaki mapenzi tusiletena ujambazi, hata upige sara kasi utachonga viazi.
Bahili kama nini?
Ndo mnavyosema, na ukiniomba kesho huniziki tena.